Racing Post Greyhound Television, brought to you in association with Bet365.com, Betfair, Betfred, Coral, Ladbrokes, Paddy Power, Unibet, and William Hill.
They're all in for the 2017 Star Sports Greyhound Derby final. The flag has been waved. It's a new chapter in the history of this fabulous race. A test of speed, perseverance, stamina and alacrity. Who will win? Away they go. It's a great start from Astute Missile in 4, leading from Higher Butt in 1 as they go round the bend. Slow away was Murray's Act as they come round the turn. Higher Butt takes over. Astute Missile in 2nd. Tyra Shea and Claire's Rocket come next. Then after these comes Droopy's Acrobat. Astute Missile gets inside and goes on. It's Astute Missile, but Tyra Shea is coming at it as they come off the final bend. Astute Missile, staying strong, will go and win the Star Sports Greyhound Derby final for 2017.
Good evening and welcome. That gets the hair standing on the back of your neck. That was last year's Star Sports Greyhound Derby final, won by Astute Missile. The first one run at Towcester, and this year we'll have the second. It all started back in 1927 when the race was run at White City, and it was won by Entry Badge, and we've had some superb winners since. We've had Patricia's Hope. Mick the Miller won it just before that in the likes of 1929 and 1930. I mentioned Patricia's Hope. I was standing at Maidstone when Whisper's Wishes won it at 84. Rapid Ranger, Westmead Hawk were dual winners. Whose turn is it this year? It's racing's, Greyhound Racing's top night of the year. It is the Star Sports Greyhound Derby. Racing Post Greyhound TV are really proud to be covering the whole evening, and I'm proud to have alongside me this evening Tony Bullen. Good evening, Tony.
Yeah, great to be here. What a night for the sport, and
fantastic.
Great final once again. I mean, last year's final, we cream rose to the top. A shock winner could be set for another shock. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Anything can happen. It's going to be a fabulous night of action, and we can go and have a look of the third member of our team, who's the roving reporter at the great venue this evening. It is Jason Barrisford.
If you can fill the unforgiving half minute with 30 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything in it. And which is more, you'll win the Greyhound Derby, my son. The Towcester Derby Gala is here. Huge night, the biggest night for greyhound racing in this country. It's been a wonderful success already. It can only get better this evening. And I'm very pleased to say I'm joined by Chris Page. Chris, you must be cock-a-hoop.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, the atmosphere's been building since about 3 o'clock and everything's in place. The weather's great, track's in great condition, so bring it on.
I was going to ask you about the track, just absolutely perfect, fair all round, no problems?
Shouldn't be any problems at all, no. I mean, the weather's been, what we expect this time of year, so shouldn't be any problems. We're possibly running slightly fast, but wouldn't be that much, so yeah, all set fair.
And we were chatting off air, and to be honest, we said whoever was in the final would say it's a fantastic final, but we can say that wholeheartedly because what a lineup we've got.
Yeah, I mean, the form's worked out very well. 4 of the leading dogs have made it through to the final, and to be honest, there's a few ways you could see the race being run and a few different winners, so, bring it on.
And the Star Sports Derby, the big one, who's going to win that?
I've been with Droopy's Verve from the start, and I still think it's the most complete dog, but Dorator's Wildcat comes away a bit better, Bruiser's Bullet comes away a bit better, Whoops Jack holds, there's a lot of permutations, so it's a great race to look forward to.
Well, it's going to be enjoyed by a wonderful crowd. There's a wonderful atmosphere here. There's so much going on. There's bands and rides and all sorts. So congratulations, Chris, and let's hope and pray that we'll get a wonderful night. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, and I actually will hope all the dogs come off sound. That'll be the best winner, best result of the night.
Hear to that. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Jason.
Well, there's bands and rides. I'm sure that Jason will add more to his poetry. There is no non-runner news as yet for Towcester, and of course Crayford's news will come in a bit later because their card starts a bit later. Let's confirm tonight's action with you this evening. We have the 14 races, and what a card it is, the Greyhound Derby card. Don't only just focus on the Derby itself, what runners we have complementing that race at 9:07. Crayford have 12 races. They, as I said, will start a bit later. They go 7:34. And they go right through to 10:52. Do get in touch. There's much to chat and email and text and tweet and goodness knows what to us. And there is how you get in touch. Please interact. Tony and I will be across all the social media things and features on YouTube. Let's then have a chat about this trap challenge. I made it very, very tricky indeed. It looks as though the thought process is the same on the betting. It's hard to choose. Let's have a look at some stats. We've had a look at the trap challenge there. The hot traps over the last couple of months at Towcester, well, that's gone to 5, 2 and 4. And hot dogs, they're all in the Derby. Droopy's Verve is 6 from 7. Dorota's Wildcats 3 from 6. Bombers Bullets is 3 from 7. Favourites at Towcester, 36% strike rate for them. And let's have a look at Crayford. Crayford then, their hot traps are 6, 3 and 1. Nothing but choose between them though. Kid Cowboy 4 from 8, Famous Flossie, and Sleek Vixen 3 from 9, and favourites 36%. It's now our chance to give to you our naps and next best, and I want to start with Tony first. He's done plenty of hard work, so there should be some good things coming from Tony.
Well, let's hope so. It's cracking racing tonight, and I'll play my nap in the 10-11 Ninja Fortune for Mark Wallace. I thought ran a satisfactory race in the heats of the Derby Plate, but the win on Trainers' Championship night showed what this dog's capable of on his day. He reached the Northern Puppy Derby final at Newcastle last year. I think he'll make the most of a good make-up on the inside. My next best is Ridgedale Max in the 8:05. It's a great staying event. You've got Ruby's Rascal and Claire's Carlton, but Phil Simmons' dog might have just gone under the radar. He was double digits yesterday. He's been supported into about 6 to 1. Unbeaten over 6 bends. He was beaten at 5.75 Romford, but 600 metres plus is yet to be tested, and I think he can pass what is his toughest assignment to date. My lay of the day is Droopy's Expert in the Derby Plate final. Look, he's the class act of the race, but I think he's got a tricky draw to overcome. And at the odds that he was priced up, I thought he might be one to take on. Me flying for Afane Party in the 6:48, Ridgedale Max in the 8:05, Bubbly Bluebird in the 8:24, and for me, it's Droopy's Verve in the Derby final.
Well, the only one I disagree with in the flying four is I've gone for Claire's Carlton in the second leg. But let's have a look at the naps and the next best as far as I'm concerned. My nap is Bubbly Bluebird, and Bubbly Bluebird runs in the 8:24. What a invitation race that is. He's got Crossfield Will, who there was expectation behind him, but how well did Bubbly Bluebird acquit himself as far as he did go, and I just think his early pace, he could just nip round on that inside from trap 1 in that race. Now I'll go for my next best. I'm going to Crayford for the 9:41, and hopefully I'll be having a good old laugh here with Late Hyena. It's a 5-dog race, be wary of that. She's been favourite of 11 of her 16 races, well, with good cause as well. She's coming in here, she's of good class. It's a high grade race, entitled to be so. She's been flirting with open race, so I'm going for Late Hyena. And forgive me for my lay, the reason being is if 5's got every chance of winning, it's just Jensen. Jensen is a greyhound of so much potential, but sometimes it makes its break, sometimes it misses its break, and as yet it hasn't put it all together. I just feel in the inside of my lay it could go anywhere and carry the 5-dog out anywhere in that early race at Crayford. So that is our selections. Well, it's all about one race this evening. It's going to be run at 9:07, and is the Star Sports Greyhound Derby final. We've enjoyed weeks and weeks of heats and competitions, and last Saturday when I got back from Haydock, I was watching the semis live on Rpgtv. So let's look at the first semi-final.
Off and racing away and three's off to a fly, but here comes the 4, Drooper's Verve to lead up. Drooper's Verve from Borna Gin, 2 up the inside, Rising Brandy. Then comes Celine Ash, all sorts of bother around that first bend. 2 shuffle to the back of the pack, Rising Brandy, but up front it's Drooper's Verve that boots clear, leads by a good 6-7 lengths now from 1, Bomber's Bullet back in second spot. Then comes the 6 Dogs, the Rotors Vic, 5 trying to stay on low, wise the 3 Borna Gin, but up front it's Trap 4, Drooper's Verve with an unassailable lead surely now off this final bend. Drooper's Verve is safely in the hat for the final draw here. For you winner Drooper's Verve, Bomber's Bullet in second, the Rotors Vic, the other qualifier back in third.
Performance to take your breath away from Drooper's Verve, and it's not the first time he has done this. And this youngster, I mean, we can still call it his youngster, it's June 2016, is still improving. Semi-final sectional, you can see there, was a 5.19 and he recorded a 28.91 in the end. So Drooper's Verve, he sets the standard, and this is what happened in the second semi-final. Well, Whoops Jack was showing his strength, and that was trapping.
Gates lifted, away we go. Flying start from Whoops Jack in 5. Leads up for Peter Cronin. 2 lengths clear of 2 in the second. Wildfire Legend. And then comes Innocent Times round this first bend. 1 and 4 and a bumping mash at the back of the pack. Bruiser's Bullet and IOU penalty. But up front, it's Whoops Jack. They stretched about 3-4 lengths clear now. 2 Wildfire Legend in second spot. Here comes the 3 Dogs. The Roaders Wildcat into second round this third bend. But up front, still Whoops Jack leads the way. Here comes the Wildcat up the inside. The challenge close home. Then 2, 6, 1 and 4 off the final bend. Though it's Whoops Jack challenged by the Roaders Wildcat up the inside. The Roaders Wildcat gets his nose in front. The Roaders Wildcat gets there. 5 in second, 1 on for third, officially a photograph, but I think the Wildcats got there. We'll leave it to the judge though.
Well, it's in fact Whoops Jack that held on. However, the performance of the night, I thought, was a dog that we never saw until the final bend. And that was the dog that eventually finished third, Bruiser's Bullet, but he can't afford to miss the break as it did. Tony, I've talked enough about the semi-finals. They did take your breath away. What did you take out of them?
Well, I mean, Drooper's Verve, you'd be mistaken for thinking that this dog's just turned 2 years of age, and what a run. I mean, you find me a dog that races or runs a better bend at Towcester, then I haven't found one, and what a dog he is for Angela Harrison. I mean, he's just been model of consistency. He was beaten by the Rotors Wildcat in the second round when the Rotors Wildcat was drawn on his inside. If 3 comes away running, he's got brute early pace, it'll be game on. But I can just see 6 leading the wide. As he attempts to cut in, I think Drooper's Verve will be there. And what I like most, what Angela Harrison has done with this dog, we've had all these dogs seeded wrong. They seeded this dog middle, and it's panned out to perfection for the dog, because it's an ideal draw for him. They didn't try any games. They seeded their dog middle because that's the draw he wanted, and hopefully everything will pan out in the final.
And also what I find with Drooper's Verve, you come into these heats and rounds and you think, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And all these what ifs have been thrown at him, and he's been treating them with all contempt, and he's been defying his age, as you've already mentioned, isn't he? He's meant to be inexperienced, but we've seen none of that, have we?
The Monmore Puppy Derby has always been a great pointer for throwing up stars of the future. And Droopy's obviously Rising Brandy came up short in the semi-finals, but everything I've seen about Drooper's Verve at Towcester, even in the build-up race and trials, he just loves the track. He drives the bends, and I think he's a worthy favourite.
I liked in the second semi-final, Bruiser's Bullet finishing strongly. Is there any chance he's going to compete in the end?
Well, there's been some interesting markets throughout the Derby, Tanya. I mean, I know James Price must have cringed. He must have thrown his stopwatch through the window when Whoops Jack done 5.09, because Crossfield Jack had held it, but Whoops Jack, I think a few shrewdies had taken 40 to 1, and they're obviously sitting pretty. And this is for tonight. I mean, 5 to 4, Whoops Jack, look, he is a worthy favourite to produce the fastest sectional, but to be true, I wouldn't be a player them odds in this race, because anything is possible. I mean, Mark could easily get a smash out of Bruiser's Bullet. If the Rotors Wildcat ever tracked on level terms, he's going to put up a phenomenal sectional. But yeah, I mean, Whoops Jack's a worthy favourite in that particular market.
Now, who's going to come last? I noticed this morning that they priced it on the betting.
Yeah, I think
the outright who's going to win the race. They sort of
a couple of firms priced it up how they bet in the final, which is always wrong, because no disrespect, but the Rotors Vic, I would say, shouldn't be favourite to come last. Whoops Jack or even your fancied runners are more likely to come last, one of them, than a stronger running tool. I can't see one finishing last, I can't see two finishing last, I can't see five finishing last. Now, all of a sudden, if Whoops Jack completely misses the break, he's in big trouble of filling that role. The Rotor's Wildcat, he's not guaranteed to break, but it's not really a nice market who's going to finish last, but I certainly think there were some mistakes in the Rotor's Vic.
Yeah, well, there's been plenty to talk about, but as always, Jason is out and about, roving, reporting and finding people to chat to. Who's he talking to now? Let's go to Towcester.
Very pleased to say I'm here with connections of Droopy's Verve. Also got Droopy's expert, obviously, but Verve is the big one in the derby. Jimmy Wright, you're a little bit old hat. First of all, I'd like to say hello to Lexi. Hello, Lexi.
Hi.
Who's going to win the derby?
Droopy's Verve.
Thank you very much for that. More from you later. Droopy's Verve really has taken the competition by storm. We saw how good at Newcastle, at Monmore as well, but it's really taken to Towcester.
Yeah, sticking to the traps at Towcester, I think, is coming away pretty good in all the heats and the trial stakes. He's running the bench here really well, and we just hope he could break in his best fashion tonight, which he'll need to do.
I mean, fastest of the round last 3 times. I mean, is there scope for even more improvement in there? He's so young.
Well, he's a young dog, and he's came out the rounds good so far, and I'm hoping just that he could find that wee bit extra to lift the derby tonight.
And as far as the draw is concerned, almost ironic really, all with Droopy's Buick always getting bad draws all around the place, and Trap 4's your number and you were always going to get it.
Yeah, well, when I brought him in here, I seed up in rails at Monmore, but when we looked at him in the trial stakes, it looked like, especially here, he was in the middle, and it's worth a treat.
And obviously there was the 3 runs in 8 days, had a week off since then. Has he been bouncing?
It didn't affect him at all. After the race last week, we could have run the next day, that's how good he was, but you can't tell with these dogs because it is hard to run 3 times in a week, and you think they're right, sometimes they just didn't produce on the night, but I think he's okay tonight.
Well, he's certainly been one of the stories, if not the story of the derby so far. But you've got another runner tonight as well. Droopy's expert, of course, in the derby plate. Why you bother coming with only 2 runners, I don't know. But you didn't work out in the derby, but was coming back and then had that wonderful, from injury, then that wonderful run at Nottingham.
Yeah, he went to Nottingham and run good, and then we thought we'd put him in the plate here, and he came and he ran the track okay. I think there's a lot more to come from tonight as long as he breaks okay and gets a clear run.
Well, there is an awful lot of pace on in that race, but if he's at his best...
Well, he's got pace inside and outside. 5's liable to turn left as the box opens, so he'll have to be sharp at the traps, but we're quietly confident.
So Verve tonight, this is an ambition. I read a quote from Angela saying this is it, this is the biggest night ever.
Yeah, for our kennel it is. We've won a few category 1s and everything, but I think the derby, it's a special thing, and to get to the final, we missed out with Buick last year. He got to the semi-final, but this young pup, he's looked class all the way through.
Well, he certainly has, and there's an awful lot of support for Verve. He really has set the imagination tingling for Greyhound fans. But last word has got to go to Lexi. Lexi, remind me, who's going to win the derby?
Droopy's Verve.
Well, I think Lexi should have the microphone for the rest of the evening, shouldn't she? Jason let loose with poetry.
Well, Jason's poetry was Bittersweet Symphony, so maybe Droopy's Verve. I mean, look, he is a worthy favourite without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, Angela Harrison and Jimmy Wright got Droopy's Buick to the semi-finals on sufferance last year. He was a dog that didn't really take to the track, but his class saw him to that stage. But this fella is a different prospect.
Yeah, he is a different prospect. It's great to see that Newcastle themselves have a finalist in the Greyhound Derby. They'll no doubt be looking on. Now, well, that was Jason with Jimmy Wright. We've got to go back to Jason now. He's got more at Towcester.
To get 1 runner into the Derby final is an achievement. To get 2, that's just plain greedy. But you can do that type of thing if you're the champ. Hi, Mark.
How we doing, Jason? Yes, really excited to be here. Glorious night, and very much looking forward to the whole card, not just the final.
Well, you've got plenty of runs, so it must be nice for you to do an interview. You've not done many in the last week or 2.
Oh, not many at all. I thought everybody was avoiding me or something, but no, it's been busy like that. Been fantastic. That's what this week's all about. Really enjoyable, and yeah, can't wait now for the action to start.
Bomber's Bullet, of course, and Bruiser's Bullet. The obvious thing to ask you about is the draw.
Yeah, I think I've gone on record as saying I didn't particularly want the two drawn next to each other because I think it increases their chances of coming together, especially on that vital run up to the bend. But hopefully that won't happen, and they'll both come out really well. And you know, in a Derby final, you must be up there with the pace. I don't think you necessarily need to lead, but you have to be up there. You're not going to come from 5, 6, 7 lengths off the pace around the first 2 turns. So hopefully they can both show that decent early. We know Bruiser's got a ping in him, and tonight's the night. If he's going to do it, we need to do it.
Well, I was going to ask you, if Bruiser's Bullet leads at any stage, can you envisage anything back running him?
No, is the answer. Absolutely not. I think he is the strongest. The only one that probably is any stronger is Bomber's Bullet, you know, and I couldn't see whichever one was in front of each other, they wouldn't pass each other.
Bomber's Bullet, particularly in the early rounds, was absolutely brilliant. I think took a lot of people by surprise. Dare I say, Mark, and I don't want to upset you, you did manage to get him beaten in a couple of A5s in his career, but the way that he's come forward.
Well, that's a mark of how he's come on over the last sort of 8, 9 months, you know, to be beaten in A5 and then sort of this time now we're in a Derby final. That's how much he's improved. Tremendous achievement from our kennel to actually get him in the final. I thought his form was rock solid going into this competition, and thought he was a great chance of going, you know, right to the final. I think you know, now we've got the final, it's a real classic. You know, it's a true classy final. He's going to be 12 or 14 to 1, but as I said before, let's not forget our 2 previous winners were 25 to 1 and 8 to 1. So who knows? Maybe people might latch on to Bombers rather than Bruisers of ours.
Well, I was reading you actually right on your website. I was surprised actually. Yeah, your 2 winners 25 to 1 and 8 to 1, but I think was it 4 other finalists and 3 of those were 20 to 1 or bigger.
Yes, going right back to the great days with Linda, and we had 2 magnificent achievements in getting dogs to the Derby final when we was virtually an unheard of kennel, and Secret Crystal was a huge price, ran a tremendous race, and Greenfield Deal was also a big price, and he was 3rd. So I mean, of course, myself, we had a Daggio in a final, and he was 28 to 1 or something, you know, and he only got beat a length and 3/4. And then our 2 finalists that won, thankfully, were big prices as well. So, you know, we've got a history of doing well in finals with decent priced dogs. You know, I hope that somewhere along the line, both Bruisers and Bombers are reasonable prices. So,
just very briefly, going back to the Derby before we go on to some of your other runners, which I'm afraid we're against time, we'll have to be quick. But I've got to ask you, which one?
Okay, so I think we got some fairly decent chances. I'm hoping all our dogs will be up there and have some sort of chance for a bit of value. I thought the Black Farron at 6 to 1 in the Derby Plate final. I think the race might be run to suit him, and he could have that late surge to come up and perhaps nab some more favourite dogs, you know.
And hopefully we'll get this out before the first race. Is Asher Kieran a good thing?
Not a good thing. Leadability, if she leads, she wins, in my opinion.
I Am's a breeze?
It'd be a story and a half if she could come back a year later, especially given the serious injury that she had, and the fact that she's back racing, and to come back. I think the roof will lift off the stand if she wins this Durando tonight.
And the one for the Derby is?
I've got to say Bruiser's Bullet, because I think he's the kind of dog that could upset some of the other real fancied runners.
Brilliant, Mark, as ever, class through and through. Let's hope for that 3rd Derby success.
Thank you very much. Fingers crossed.
Cheers. Excellent. Cheers, Mark.
Well, when pushed, Mark said Bruiser's Bullet for the Derby final. He was pushed a lot, wasn't he, by Chase? So they're being really, really cheeky. But he said, he did tell us as we go towards their first at Towcester, that Asher Kieran, it all depends on the break for Asher Kieran. And he also pointed out in the plate later on, he felt that Black Farron was a big price. Now, here's Asher Kieran in the first heat of the Intertrack. Trapping is key, Tony.
Yeah, for her, she shows her very best form when able to boss proceedings. She's got winning form in sprints and 4 bends. The dog to keep an eye on here is Trap 5, Tishy Zeb, who has received a red card at Sheffield, and I certainly thought he thought about having another little nibble with Trap 3 on the close. Just there, a couple of little conversation with Trap 3. But look, if 2 gets on the bunny again, I think she'll be very difficult to peg back. But my play around the race would be 2 to beat 1, but I preferred the 6-dog format rather than the 5-dog, because you've got a couple of the stronger running types that could now get a clearer run. But if 2 gets it right at the boxes, I think she'll lead. And then you are keeping an eye on where Tish's Zeb is, because he's certainly got pace, but he's certainly got his quirks as well.
Yeah, the other heat, by the way, was won by Ballinclare Solo. It was a 7-dog race, but Ballinclare Solo doesn't run. That's the vacant trap you've got here. The ground that finished second in that race was Miss Bowley. But Asher Kieran, you're 4 to 6, whether that is trapping or not. Now, when I was watching Oh Yes, 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 that Greyhound develop at Yarmouth, I mean, this may sound silly, it didn't show so much because it was already in trap 3, but it tended to move off a little bit down the run up and towards the first bend when it was at Yarmouth. Of course, things might be a little bit different here. It's got trap 1, but in the heat, it was in trap 3. So, but then it all, as Mark said, it depends on Asher Kieran trapping. If she doesn't trap, then who is the biggest danger out of the finishers?
Well, I mean, if 2 doesn't trap, I mean, 4's got a lot more early pace than's given credit for. Yeah. And she would have preferred a draw nearer the rails, but now there's a vacant box on her immediate inside. If 2 misses it, you'd expect Miss Bowley to have the necessary pace to make the turn, and I think JK's put her up at a big price, so he'd be hoping that 2 misses a break. But Mark was on the other night.
Interesting.
Mark was on the other night, and I think 2 was 5 to 4, and he said that she'll be a good bet in the opener, and I think he even put up the sprint final winner, Towcester Billy.
Brilliant. Well, let's go to Towcester and join Towcester TV. They're out on parade.
I believe in the UK they're going to be used, but they look snug, they look, most importantly, safe.
And you can see the sponsorship on there as well, sponsorship opportunities. So Star Sports underneath the number, Grand Board of Great Britain on the front there. Could open up a whole world of opportunity for sponsors.
Indeed, indeed. Quickly on the card tonight, Andy, of course you're going to be calling all the races for us. A very first Derby final for yourself, I'm sure you're looking forward to it.
Absolutely, yeah. Listen, the occasion's fantastic, and I don't think Errol was available, so that's in, but listen, very much looking forward to it. And the action, of course, getting underway in less than 3 minutes' time then for the opener of this Star Sports Derby into track. There's your favourite on screen now, then Asher Kieran. Certainly looks well, does Asher Kieran. So it was electric in the heats, that 4:07 split. And a red-hot favourite here to kick proceedings off with a winning favourite. We certainly wouldn't put it past her. Some lightning form over the sprint trip as well as the 4-bend distance here at Towcester as Asher Kieran, and certainly looks well on parade.
Yeah, I mean, Andy, this of course is over the 480 metres, the slightly shorter 4-bend trip here, but if you're with us all evening, you'll see the dogs run over 4 bends, 2 bends, 6 bends, 8 bends, over the hurdles as well. Variety is the spice of life, and that's exactly what we've got this evening. Right, we're going to throw back to Julie.
Underway with our first race. The crowd's absolutely packed now, and I'm joined by Grant here, Grant Deacon, who part owns trap 4, Miss Bowley. Now, what a feeling to have a run on a night like tonight.
Yeah, I can't believe it really. So chuffed to get a runner tonight, over the moon.
And she's not without a chance, a decent prize, is she?
No, I think she's got a chance. If she can lead up with the first corner, I don't think nothing will catch her.
Well, listen, I wish you all the best. Very quickly, I'm going to squeeze my way up here and come and have a quick word with trainer Phil Simmons. Phil, have we got a winner here in trap 4?
Yeah, she's got a chance.
Big prize?
Good prize.
Take the big prize. Phil Simmons says we could have a winner here.
Thank you.
Just 1 minute to the off then on this first race of the night here at Towcester. Strap yourselves in, it's going to be one heck of a ride here at Towcester tonight. Less than a minute till post time on the open of this Star Sports Derby into track. I'm loving those jackets, Clarkie. Second thoughts on those, still liking them?
Yeah, they look really good. I mean, you mentioned that you were interested in them, you've never seen them before. I bet odds on that you've been in a bit of the spotlight for yourself before, Andy, so I'm not surprised you're interested.
Well, close up, they do look a pair of ladies' knickers close up, I'll give you that, and especially trap 6. My aunt is bloomers, but no, I'm liking them. They certainly look the business. Be interested to see how the grounds go here in the opener.
Yeah, and also conditions, just quickly, we've seen the Bowser go around a couple of times, the track's watered, good to go, nice and safe. You see Polly the vet as well checking the surface, so we are good to go.
Everything's A1 down there then, yeah, and it looks like we're loading up for race 1. Tia's our starter this evening. She's the lady in the top hat and tails around the front of the boxes. She's just making sure everything's A-OK down there, ahead of this Star Sports Derby into track, for which they're all loaded now. Stand by for action then, here on Star Sports English Greyhound Derby final night. There's Tia with the flag. Thanks, Tia. The low 6 hare is on the move for race number 1, the Star Sports Derby into track. Red hot favourite in 2 then, Asher Karan. Stand by, everybody. Good luck with your picks. We're off and racing away, and Asher Karan it is that shows first from one up the inside. Oh yes, yes, yes. Then comes the 4 dog Miss Bowley. Ran this first bend though. This early bird has flown all sorts of spot at the back, involving 5, 4 and 6. But up front, it's still the 2 dog. Asher Karan looking to keep it local here for Mark Wallace in the opener. 4 lengths clear of 1 back in second place. Oh yes, yes, yes for Johnny Mullins. Then comes the 6 staying on Tishy Zeb off the final bend. They swing now though. Been all about the blue vest thus far of Asher Karan. Still 2 lengths clear of 1 who's chasing hard in second place. Here comes the 6 dog as well. But it won't catch the favourite now. Asher Karan for favourite backers. 2-6-1 in the opener here on Derby final night.
Are we going to interview them as they're walking back?
Well, the favourite has obliged on the first race, Asher Kiran, and it was all about the trap in, and it did trap Tony.
Yeah, once she gets on the skin, she's a game salt. I mean, 480 metres, the shorter run to the turn doesn't affect her, and she had that vital length on 1. 4's trying to edge in, no room at the end. 6 has run a blinder really to finish second, but you know he's got that chasing pace about him as Tishy Zeb. It looked for all the world that it was going to be 2 to beat 1. 2 in total isolation there with that camera, but there we go. We've got the first 2 in shot there. Hope that's not used too regular, but yeah, 2's 3 lengths clear over 1. You knew 6 was going to start making ground, but just trod on 1's back legs up the home straight, and that allowed 6 to chase home 2. But Mark was bullish about Asher Kieran in the opener, and the 5-4, the odds against was taken, and punters have got some real ammunition now, Tanya.
Oh, they certainly have, haven't they? 2 was odds on going into that. The first race, they've got ammunition, certainly. We're away, aren't we? First trap 2, Asher Kieran beats 6, Tizzy Zeb, and 3rd was trap 1. Oh, yes, 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 as we suspected, that eased across a little bit middle at the first bend. So yes, as we said, we are away. The first race at Towcester has been run. It's time for us to go to a break, but when you come back and rejoin us, it's sprint time. It's Affane party time. Time to celebrate? Well, we'll see. Come and rejoin us.
Line performance, and delighted looking handler, always a thrill to have a winner on Derby final night. We're just heading over to the new presentation here tonight. Congratulations. How does that feel? Did you hear the roar?
Oh, it was a good roar. I've never heard nothing like it, to be honest. Yeah, good. She ran a cracking race. I'm just happy, and I hope it continues how it started.
Short price, not completely unexpected, but what an experience for you to be out there tonight.
I know, I was on it last year in the sprint, but I didn't do many, but this year Mark's given us an opportunity to do a lot more, and it's great. We're very happy.
A good dog, great dog here.
Oh, cracking dog, lovely, lovely bitch.
Well done, well done.
I like how they mentioned that there was a great roar there. Great start for Mark Wallace, wasn't it? I mean, that's how you want to start. Calm your nerves a bit.
Yeah, no, great start for punters, and 28-11, I believe. So the track's running reasonably decent. So,
Yeah.
but it was a good performance. She's a real good bitch when she gets on the bunny. So good start for punters.
Good start, and no doubt a good start for Jace because he got hold of Mark Wallace before that winner. Now we can go back to Jason, and he's got another key player to interview for this evening.
Trap 3 in the Star Sports English Greyhound Derby final is one of the most popular greyhounds in training, trained by one of the most popular people in training. I'm talking about the Wildcat, and I can't just call you Hutton, and Kevin Hutton as well. Hello.
How are we doing? All right.
What a long time of year, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this time last year we were lining up for the plate. Probably still a bit disappointed of early exit in the Derby, but you know, he ran unbeaten through the plate and was a brilliant winner on the night. So I remember Mark Wallace come to me after the second round. He said, "Don't worry," he said, "you'll have your time next year," and hopefully he's right.
Was it in some quirky way almost more frustrating when he did run so well last year?
Yeah, I guess, but we always knew he was, you know, inexperience might be his undoing, and so that proved with with the trouble he got, but he's a proper seasoned dog now. He's fully experienced. He's as good as we can ever get him. So no, we're here with a big chance, hopefully.
It's gone and ran some wonderful races, obviously in the meantime, particularly in the run-up to the final this year as well. I saw you before the draw was made saying that you were, I mean, I'm sure you'd have preferred trap one, but you weren't overly phased which trap that he got.
Yeah, I would have liked the inside, to be fair, cause obviously you got nothing, but I don't think it's crucial. It's not like it could have been worse. Maybe like a King Alvis or something upper inside would have caused us trouble. But hopefully, if he comes away half sensible, he should, God willing, have the pace to lead the inside and then see where we go after that.
That's always seemed to be the question mark. That said, on a few occasions this campaign, it always struck me as almost like, when you've got Usain Bolt qualifying for the Olympics and he's running against perhaps not quite so talented, and he just breezes through and then just saunters. He's had that air about him.
Yeah, he's been really impressive. I mean, I know he's been beat twice, but the run against Rosenbrander, was a hell of a buckle in that first round, and I thought his semi-final run was incredible when he was beaten just by Whoopsjack on the line. And I don't think he's really run a bad race in the whole Derby, and say God willing, he's right now,
Well, there really couldn't be a more popular winner. You've got some other runners tonight. Magical Bale, of course, so thrilling in the first round of the Derby. Things haven't quite gone his way since then.
No, I think he's probably at the same stage of his career as Wildcat was last year. He's inexperienced. He needs the racing now, so he was a little bit unlucky to go out the Derby in the second round. But listen, he was a brilliant Puppy Derby winner, and he'll have his day again for sure.
Another one who ran in the Derby, of course, Jelly Flood. Don't think I have to be Nostradamus to think that his future probably lies over a bit further.
Yeah, definitely. He'll make a lovely six-pen dog, and I mean, he only failed to qualify for the semis by a short head. He's a real nice young dog. He's not had too much racing, and I think with the draw gives him a fair chance tonight. But going forward, I think we'll go up to Sunderland for the Grand Prix. 6:40 should be ideal for him.
And in the British bred, you've got Farbank Frank there. If he gets in front, he is tough to pass.
He is tough to pass. I mean, he's been a brilliant dog for us. He won the track championship here for us, and he ran on Derby final night last year in the British bred final. So he's been a great dog for owners, Mike and George, and he's been a lot of fun for us. Yeah.
Well, there really couldn't be a more popular winner than Wildcat tonight, and it's good to see that obviously Trap 3, Kevin's wearing the colours.
That's the only shirt I got, Jason, so it was lucky we drew 3, really.
Best of luck, Kev.
Thanks very much, cheers.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, astute as ever, Jason, isn't he? But, I mean, joking aside, as much as Droopy's Verve's favourite, the talking dog and the personality and the charisma and what will happen always is chat's about, the focal point is about Wildcat, isn't it?
And it's always what this fella does at the boxes. I mean, if Kevin could get him to trap level on a regular basis, he'd be unbeatable virtually.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a great record at Towcester as it is. He won the shootout, he won the Derby plate last year. So unlucky to go out in the second round. Kevin must have thought what might have been. But yeah, great dog, and it all hinges at the start with him.
Yeah, well, as we have been, we've been going to Jason all the time. Now, earlier today, Jason found a couple of familiar faces.
Now, I'm toiling away for Rpgtv tonight, but working for Towcester TV on secondment from Rpgtv. Two very familiar faces indeed. First of all, Darryl Williams. Darryl, to quote Russ Abbott, what an atmosphere.
Absolutely, and what a great man he was. But you're absolutely right. I got here about 4 o'clock, Jason. I was nice and early, unlike some of our colleagues who are still not here. And there was already a lot of people savouring the atmosphere, and it's a beautiful night. There's no excuse not to be here. So if you're sat at home watching this and you live within X miles, you should jump in your car and come now. But it's brilliant, isn't it? It's Derby final night.
It really is. I really couldn't imagine why anybody wouldn't wear a jacket.
Well, exactly. I do have one. I will put it on, but at the moment, obviously, I have a condition, and I'm going to have to wait until the temperatures do drop, which we know they will, of course, being Towcester. By 9 o'clock, it will cool down in time for the Derby final, that's for sure.
But it's a wonderful night tonight. Obviously, it's been a wonderful competition on the whole. Jules, there's only one question I could possibly ask you. What does the Derby mean to you?
How many times do you think I'm going to be saying that tonight? I'm going to try and think of different ways to phrase it, but what does it mean to me personally? I'm excited, I'm nervous, I've got my running shoes on because I'm going to be flying around like a blue bum fly tonight, and I just can't wait. I'm so excited. I think it's a real quality final this year, and a great supporting card, and just this venue, it just gets you so excited. They really do it properly, and it looks an absolute picture tonight.
Must apologise about the crude language Jules employed there. Obviously, that's Towcester TV speak, not Rpgtv speak. One last question for you both. It's a rather obvious one. Who's going to win the Derby?
I think Droopy's Verve is the greyhound to be on. I just think he's got better through the competition, Jason. I can see him coming out, certainly, if not in front, on terms. And, you know, he's just the greyhound that has handled Towcester from day one. So I'm rooting for Verve, but look, whoever wins, I honestly don't mind, because it'll be a good result, won't it?
Fantastic. Jules?
I've gone with DeRosa's Wildcat. I think it's incredibly difficult, but DeRosa's Wildcat for me. If I was betting tonight, I'd probably go with Whipsjack. I think it's a huge price and has a great chance from the outside. Peter Cronin would have given anything for trap 6 in the final at the start of this competition, and he's got it.
Lovely. Well, have a wonderful night. I don't see how you could fail to. Thanks very much.
Well, Daryl said that you should come far and wide to Towcester. I saw in the back of shot there was one of the buses from Epsom, but that won't be the only thing from Epsom, because I think Ben Keith is at Epsom today. But no, it's a fabulous evening. And
Jason's killed me spread bet, Tanya. I had over 50s. What would it mean to you? From Julie. I thought 14 races 4 times, but never mind. Cheers, Jason.
And we've got to go to Towcester pictures.
You can see the runners on parade. Trap 1 for the Star Sports Derby Sprint is Afane Party, trained by John Lamb for Mr. Butler. 15 wins from 21 starts. He runs out of the red box of Trap 1. Dow for Gold runs out of Trap 2 for Philip Simmons and Messrs Howley, McPartland, Price and Rudman. Trap 3 is a national sprint heroine, Queen Anna, trained by Liz and Rab McNair, paraded by Rab, the KSS Syndicate. Nathan Hunt, of course, parading at Trap 2. Kilmore Lemon being paraded by Pete Vernon for Patrick Jansen's trainer and Mr. Oates. Kilmore Lemon runs out of Trap 4 on the comeback trail. Top class performer. 5 to 4, the favourite. I can hear Ben Keith calling my ear. Trap 5 is Troy Bella, led up by Sid from David Mullins' kennels, running out of the orange jacket. 12 wins from 27, and finally led up by the lady who I think paraded last year's Derby champion, Teresa Cahill. Astute missile, of course. Lug Hill Robbie completes the field for the Star Sports Derby Sprint, trained by Seamus Cahill for Larry O'Rourke. So there is the betting for...
Short, isn't it? Short of Fame Party, 4 to 5. I mean, there's a queue of punters waiting to get on here, but 4 to 5, so there's got to be some value out there, isn't there? Queen Anna at 3.
5 to 4 on, isn't it? Yeah.
Kilmore Lemon on the comeback trail at 4 to 1, 7 to 1 Dower for Gold, and if you fancy Troy Bella or Lug Hill Robbie on the outside, you get 12 to 1, so some tasty prices for 1 or 2 of these. But Afane Party was a magical sprinter, isn't he? Northern Derby finalist, but he's got an excellent 6 from 7 record in Trap 1. He loves the red coat, does Afane Party.
He certainly does, and looking to make it an even better start for favourite backers, as you can see Ben Keith with a queue of people. They want to get on. Barry Johnson as well. Gary Wiltsh is in the house. He's on the first floor here as well. Star Sports represented throughout. The Champagne Club are in one of the hospitality suites down towards the first bend. They are en masse tonight. Great supporters of the game, led by their chairman, Steve Fluin. They go to the far side of the track, of course. If you're watching via Odds Bible on their Facebook stream tonight, breaking new ground is Towcester TV. We have 2 bends. It's 260 metres they're going to travel, and this race will be run and won in just about 15 seconds. £2,000 goes to Winning Connections.
Yeah, the clock is 15 dead, isn't it? Fame Party 15:08 in the recent trial, so very close to the track record. That tells us his well-being, of course. Queen Anna's got a rapid 15:10 on the card when winning on the Trainers' Championship card, so that's the sort of quality that we're dealing with here, Graham. Can get very, very close to the clock. I guess, you know, it's quick enough out there. We saw a decent time from Ash Karan in the first, so who knows how close they might get to the fastest time recorded, which is that 15 seconds still here, way back at the very, very start of proceedings, back in the very, very first winter. 15:08 on the card of Fame Party in trial, and 4 to 5. There's still plenty of punters. Ben Keith is screaming the odds out. The queues are continuing. Lots of people want to get on, and I'm guessing plenty of that money is heading in the direction of our Fame Party. Right, runners moving to the far side boxes. They will load very shortly. £2,000 up for grabs for the Star Sports Derby Sprint. Should be going into the boxes very, very shortly for our second race. Will the favourite once again be the one to be on? We're going to find out very, very shortly. Hobbs, are you with a Fame Party?
Yes, it has to be. I think I'm with the Greyhound in the red box, who handled Trap 1 very, very well at Sheffield. Things didn't quite go to plan, beaten by Cotton Pants, whose owner is in the house tonight. Tom O'Donnell, of course, involved in a certain Droopy's Acrobat, who's a favourite of yours, being a Derby finalist 12 months ago.
Yeah, some great memories from last year. Good to see him back on the track as well in the sprints. Right, loading about to get underway. Can we head up and join the guys in the commentary box? There was a great call from Andy in the first, and Andy and Dave are upstairs, right up there, high above us all, looking down on the boxes ahead of this 260 metre sprint.
Till post time.
Well, this is warm order on the inside here. John Lamb's Fengate collar winner, a Fame Party on the inside. One of the best drawn dogs of the evening, without question. Dow for Gold definitely took a step right at the corner in his trial. The door could be wide open here for a Fame Party on the inside. Classy lineup. National Sprint winner in Trap 3. Liz McNair's Queen Anna. May again steer off a little bit of the corner herself. She's got lots of speed. Kilmer Lemon's got lots of speed, but our Fame Party has got the draw on the inside and a worthy favourite.
Thanks, Clark. Yeah, they're all loaded. I'm pretty sweet on Queen Anna. Loves it here. Round Towcester, big scorer on Trenners Championship night for the McNairs as well. They're all in for race number 2 then. This Star Sports Derby Sprint. Tier with a flag once again. The low 6 hair is on the move then for race number 2. Stand by, everybody. Slipped away we go, 6 off to a fly. Lloyd's the one at the inside. A Fame Party for John Lamb. Look at the pace from this Greyhound. 2-3 lengths clear on this final bend. All sorts of bother in behind. Get it ready. A Fame Party off this final corner. Leads by a good 3 lengths now from 2 back in second. Dow for Gold. He's going to have to settle for silver. 1 beats 2 and 4 here in race number 2, the Star Sports Derby Sprint. 22 runs, 16 wins now for A Fame Party. Clarkie, how good is this Greyhound?
Well, how good is this Greyhound, Tony? That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, awesome dog. I mean, Northern Sprint didn't happen for him in the Northern Sprint final at Sheffield, but he was awesome in the Fengate collar at Peterborough last year. Credit to connections. I mean, this dog's had his fair share of niggles, but he's just a machine when he comes away running. He's put a good feel to the sword here, and this has got to be a good run. That's a 15.01 we're hearing, so he's gone 7 spots quicker than he did in a prep trial, and what a performance. Absolute star. Bookmakers could be leaving on stretchers if this continues.
Well, forgive me if I'm not getting the violins out. So the first 2 odds-on favourites have prevailed. A Fame Party. Yes, it is time to celebrate for the punters. Who will they invest in next? Now, it's time for us to go for a break. When you rejoin us, it's time to have the puppies up at Towcester.
Very pleased to say I'm here with Chris Akers, representing the great Charlie Lister, looking for his 8th Derby victory this evening. Dorothy's Vic, Trap 5.
Yeah, Trap 6 probably would have been better, but you know, you've just got to take what you're given now. So, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen on the night. Trap 5, I don't think will bother him too much. Did get his, it's all relative, his best start last week, and that was the 3rd run in 8 days. I heard reports. Did you put him into the boxes differently or something? Yeah, I've been maybe just trying to ease him in to try and look after him so he didn't bang himself, because he's a bit of a big dog and they are probably a little bit small chaps for him. But this time, last week, I just took the approach to just try and just get him in as quick as I can. And he, you know, he come out better. It might not have been that, but you know, he was up there at the first bend when there was trouble. I think he would have probably qualified or run a decent race if he hadn't got bumped. But he's a gutsy dog. He took a bad bump, but he managed to qualify, which was the main thing. Well, that's the thing. He's a very intelligent dog. I think
you know, I'm not speaking out of turn if you say, I'm sure you'd say Towcester isn't really his track, but even so, he's found a way to get through.
Yeah, you know, he's seeded wide. The dog will pass dogs on the inside, he'll pass dogs on the outside. But the only thing he does do is he does run a good bend. He runs the bends well, but, you know, in a race like this tonight, you know, they aren't the biggest straights in the world, and he'd need to be pretty handy coming off out of the second bend, you know, to try and give himself a chance. But, you know, stranger things have happened.
Well, it's not impossible that there could be a little bit of trouble. I think, with all the best will in the world, it's unlikely he'll lead and could pounce and take advantage.
Yeah, you know, he probably will have to come from behind, but the thing is, when you get 6 fast dogs in a race, the ones what have to lead, if they don't lead, and sometimes they don't run as well as they can, he doesn't have to lead. He could lead, I don't think he probably will, but you know, he has got a decent start in him. But you know, as long as he turns reasonably handy, it'll give himself a chance to show how he can run. You know, around a different track, it'd be a lot shorter price. I think 33 to 1's a bit of an insult for him, really. You know, he's not a 33 to 1 chance, but you know, he never gives in. He always tries his hardest. So let's just hope he can just do it tonight.
Well, it's obviously priced up people who can't read a race card, and when I say that, see the name of the trainer involved. Of course, not just a Vic tonight, you've got a new in shadow, a Yarmouth Derby winner. Seems to have, dare I say it, a bit of a plot draw tonight.
He's got a better draw. The thing is with him, he's sort of changed his style of running by the look of it. He's not the best starter as he used to be, but he does run on, you know. But tonight he has sort of dropped on maybe Division 2 of the invitation race. He's got a chance. He was a bit unlucky in quarter-finals, you know. I'd like to think he'd probably go close tonight with a run. I do. If he can just get a better start, this just seems to be lacking. I don't know why. Whether he's not so keen on chaps, I don't know. But you know, a better start tonight, and I think he'll take some beating.
Okay, brilliant, Chris. I'm sure that that will be changing a lot of opinions, people's opinions on the race. What you just said there. Best of luck, particularly with Vic tonight. It'd be great for the great man Charlie Lister to have his 8th Derby victory.
Yeah, thank you, and good luck to everyone else in the final as well.
Brilliant. Cheers.
Thank you.
Chris.
Well, it's almost unheard of, isn't it? We've had Charlie Lister's got a runner in the final of the Derby, but it's hardly been mentioned in sort of the analysis at all. We've just heard from Chris Akers there.
Yeah, and what a credit connections he's been. I mean, Scottish Derby finalist, didn't quite happen for him on that occasion, but he hasn't taken to these boxes at Towcester. He's a difficult dog to get in the boxes. He's a big frame dog, and it's clearly affecting him. I mean, on the evidence that we've seen, he needs a little bit of help, but you ignore the magician Charlie Lister at your peril.
Yeah, well, we had a bit of a magical performance in the sprint, didn't we? And it was won by our famed party. Let's go and have some post-race reaction.
Well, I'm with John Lamb, of course, the trainer of Track 1. We heard from him beforehand. He was pretty confident, and why wouldn't you be when you've got a dog like that? He is a machine of sprinters, isn't he?
I think so. Like I said, I think he's the best dog I've ever put a leader, and he never lets you down. It was a pity in the Bresmead, he just wasn't quite right for us. But even then, he still got to the final.
Bit out of breath yourself there, is it the excitement?
Yeah, you do. It's these nights that make you get up for dog racing, isn't it? These are the nights you look forward to.
Special Greyhound there, well done, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Well, lucky John himself wasn't running in the sprint, but what a phenomenal performance by his greyhound.
Brilliant. I mean, it's a Derby-esque performance on a gala card like this. You want performances like that, and one spot outside the track record held by a cloudburst in.
Just, I mean, when the traps went open and you saw, I mean, initially I was speculating whether it was a good draw or not.
It's just a great dog. I mean, look, he appeared to have a good make-up, but in a sprint, you still have to get it right from whatever make-up you've got. And another well-backed favourite.
Yeah, so first 2 races, we've got 2 well-backed favourites at Towcester. My heart bleeds for the bookmakers. Never mind. 7:08 at Towcester coming up. What did you think here, just before we go back? Have you got any thoughts?
Fancy Track 1, New in Jet. Made a winning debut at Nottingham over 500 metres and hasn't been totally disgraced in defeat, but again, we've got a worthy favourite in Ballymac. Defo Tanya. Look, he's got a tricky enough draw to overcome for me. I just thought if one could hold his position on the inside, he might be the answer to the race.
Let's have a look at Ballymac Defo. I mean, I was first introduced to this greyhound. I think he used to run initially in his first race. He ran against Roxgo, which was a Kevin Hutton dog in opens at Swindon. I was lucky enough to be covering Swindon the other day. I mentioned you support Angie Kibble today, and this is Defo running at Nottingham. This was a run back on the 7th of May, running from trap 2. This is what Defo can do. You said it was a bit of a tricky draw, this in 3. Are we worried about Gilo Blissful, the Gimcrack finalist, or we're just worried full stop getting to the bend with
bit of both. Yeah, I mean, he beat Droopy's Fisher in a trial, but it's different under race conditions, and he was beaten at 1 to 5 on. That was a heat of a competition, and it was a 4-dog final as well.
Yeah,
so he's not as good a start he's made to his career. He also won at the Lawrence Jones Memorial Festival at Monmore. I like one. I think there's more to come from one, and it took a strong Claire's Carlton to overhaul one in a trial. And
see that.
Claire's Carlton in a 2-dog trial, it's no hiding place for the New Injet, so that was probably a good performance.
Yeah, it was a very good performance. And then going back to that 4-dog race at Nottingham, when Ballymac Defo was 5 on everyone, he didn't show that zip to the bend that we've just seen in that previous
Nottingham race. There was a bit of pace on his inside, and it proved costly, and he's got a bit of pace on his inside tonight. I mean, Gilo Blissful, the Gimcrack finalist, is going to improve, and Pinpoint Junior, you ignore a Kelly Macari dog at your peril.
Yeah, let's go across to Towcester TV.
He's just lording it in the corner there, but...
Well, I talk about pressure, but Mick, of course, as the operations manager, has more pressure than most, but he absolutely loves it. Let's go to Julie as promised, I think in that marquee.
Yes, I'm just outside the marquee, actually. I tell you what, in there, it's absolutely lovely. It looks like a wedding venue. The food is brilliant, and to confirm all that for you is David Usher here, who's the owner of Dorot's Wildcat, Trap 3, as you can see, in the final tonight. What a greyhound this is, and what a chance he's got tonight.
Fantastic dog. I've been in this game 50 years, and this is the best dog by far I've ever had. Privileged to own him, great trainer, with good staff, and delighted to be here.
How excited are you about the final?
I'm kind of okay just now. No doubt as it comes towards the race, it'll mount for sure. I think he's got a good chance.
I'm sure it will. Listen, I'm going to have a chat with Kevin Hutton. You've got a good man in your corner in trainer, Kevin, here, and you said this is the best dog you've ever had. He's the real deal, isn't he?
He is the real deal, yeah. He's the best dog we've ever put a lead on. He was fabulous all through last year, and thankfully I think he's even better this year. So, yeah, looking forward to tonight.
Now listen, there is a story behind this greyhound for the crowd out there that Kevin recently had his kennels burgled and he had 5 dogs stolen. 4 of them are back, 1 is still missing. It's an incredibly difficult time for these kennels, and it's an emotional time for you. It would be an emotional night without all that going on, but it's an emotional time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not been easy, but been very lucky. We've had a lot of help and support, and managed to get 4 back fairly quickly, so we're just one jovial monk, beautiful brindle dog to come. So yeah, that would be the best result we could have, really. But the derby's not been a bad distraction from all that. You know, we try to carry on as normal as much as we can, and yeah, if there's any justice, we'll have a chance tonight.
We love the Wildcats, and I wish you all the best. Good luck.
Lovely. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Race number 3 on the race car, Star Sports Derby Puppy Stakes. I'm going to be with Trap 6 here. We're going against the favourite. 2 favourites gone in already. Your jolly is Ballymac Defo for Angie Kibble, who racked up a very, very good sequence of wins at both Nottingham and Monmouth. Be looking for a fast start, the favourite backers for the white jacket there. But I'm going to be with 6. Has caught the eye at Doncaster recently. Now you watch your ground racing up and down the country. Notice the front of the boxes here, the 480, the curved front at Doncaster. This dog took to the curved front boxes at Doncaster. I think he can start fast again out wide. Starburst in Trap 5, trappy but lacking a little bit of early speed for me, and will definitely be edging in. So 6 well drawn on the outside for me. Pinpoint Junior from the Newcastle kennel, Kelly Macari, there are kennels to be feared when on their travels. A shrewd kennel as well. The money was down, well supported on the earlies a little bit earlier this morning. I think Stripes has got a good draw, good start, can do the business at a bit of a price. Now we're going to hear back from Julie Collier.
Can't help that. They're not with me, I don't know who they are.
Well, we mentioned that there's several VIPs in the house today. I found one of them here in Cricketer, Graham Swan, ex-Cricketer, I guess I should say now, really. But a greyhound racing fan now, that's more important, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, you chase a cricket ball around the field all your life. It's nice to see dogs chasing a fake rabbit.
whilst you sit and eat some lovely food and drink some nice drinks here in the Westmead Hawk Pavilion.
Don't give the game away. That's why I'm here.
It's absolutely lovely here, isn't it? You were here last year, obviously back for more. You must have enjoyed yourself last year then.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, it's great that Towcester have got this event. Local boy went to school in Towcester, so it's lovely to come back and see, you know, worldwide event in my hometown. It's awesome.
And it's kind of not what we expect from greyhound racing, is it? It's done very nicely here, isn't it?
Absolutely, of course it is. I mean, Towcester does everything well, as does the whole of Northamptonshire, I should say. But yeah, I can't wait. Bruiser's Bullet, that's my back for the derby. Local dog, so fingers crossed.
You're with the Bleed tonight, Bruiser's Bullet, local dog. He's got a good chance, hasn't he? Do you put your money on? Are you a punter?
I absolutely am. The bookie loves me over there. He's cleaning up on me.
Good to hear. Well, listen, I wish you all the best and have a great night.
Thank you very much.
Well, here we go. The runners on parade now for the Star Sports Derby Puppy Stakes. Again, £2,000 to the winner. And, of course, New In Jet runs out of trap 1 for Alex McCarthy and Pat Rosney, and led up by his trainer as well on the back of a pretty good trial, 28-20. Beaten only by top stayer Claire's Coltoun, who runs a little bit later on. That's trap 1, New In Jet. Trap 2 is Droopy's Fisher, trained by Paul Young, led up by Miriam Young and owned by the Ever Hopefuls Syndicate, just having its 5th race tonight, 2 wins on the card already. That's trap 2, Droopy's Fisher. Trap 3 is Ballymac Defo, a real star of Angie Kibble's kennel for Messrs Curtis and Simpson. 10 races on the card, 7 wins already. Ballymac Defo runs out of trap 3. Running out of trap 4 is the Carl Perry trained Gilo Blissful, owned by Nick Brereton and the Gilo Racing Syndicate. Just had 3 runs on the card. Solitary success, but a decent one, of course, during the Jim Crack at Kinsley. Finished behind Brinkley's Poet in the final. Starburst runs out of trap 5. What a fantastic achievement for John Blenco's local runner, owned by Mr Walker, to be competing at this level. 4 wins from 11 starts, a leading local. And Pinpoint Junior runs out of trap 6, representing the Northeast, of course, en masse here tonight with Droopy's Expert and Droopy's Verve. This one's trained by Kelly Macari for the Kelly and the Lad Syndicate and led up by Tall Paul Noble. Pinpoint Junior, 2 wins from 2, both at Doncaster. That's the field for the Star Sports Derby Puppy Stakes. The fate. Ballymac Defo calling 2 to 1, just ahead of New In Jet, running out of trap 4. The runners will be shortly going to traps, but pretty busy. Who do you fancy here, Darryl? You got a view?
I've got a view on one of the outsiders, to be honest, because I think Starburst is improving rapidly here. Johnny Blenco's runner. It's a huge ask, a 10 to 1 outsider, but was double that earlier in the day. But have a look at the A6 win. I know this is a long way from an A6, but I think he can make an impact here. But Ballymac Defo, of course, is a prolific winner. Loves it round Nottingham. Is he going to be as effective at Towcester? Trial wasn't that sharp, but it's not trials that win races, of course. And Angie Kibble's trained him to perfection to win 7 of his 10 races so far. He's just favoured in the market, isn't he? Ahead of New In Jet, who's got that inside berth for Pat Rosney on the back of a very sharp trial as well coming into this. But you know, as you would expect, a race of this calibre, very, very high class representation from a lot of the leading kennels. We've got the Jim Crack finalist in there, Gilo Blissful, Pinpoint Junior. I had a lot of people talking earlier about Kelly Macari's runner and weighing up the fact that Kelly had sent a runner down, sent a couple down, and maybe it might be worth paying attention to Pinpoint Junior on the outside. But 2 to 1 it is, Ballymac Defo, as the punters get on. They're playing with the bookmakers' money still.
They certainly are, but nevertheless the cues continue to form, and as you say, Pinpoint Junior for Kelly and the lads, Alex Foreman and Tony Macari and Alan Finley and the crew, looking for a big performance for the Greyhound, who is unbeaten on the outside. But Ballymac Defo has done nothing wrong, as you say, Darryl, for Angie Kibble. A great strike rate already and a solid trial, of course, for New In Jet. Plenty of chances. I think the bookmakers will be hoping to get a result here after favourites winning our first 2 races.
Yeah, wonderful shots of grounds behind the boxes. They're just waiting for the signal for the Star Sports Derby Puppy Stakes. £2,000 up for grabs. Where is this big prize about to head as the runners move in? Let's go upstairs to the commentary box and rejoin Andy and Dave.
Well, they're all loaded now for race number 3. Well, they're all loaded now for race number 3, the Star Sports Derby Puppy Stakes. Here with the flag. The low 6 hair is on the move for race number 3. Stand by. Gates left, away we go. Won the early leader, New Jet leads up from 4, G-Lo Blissful. 6 on the outside, Pinpoint Junior on a charge on this first band. Though it's the 4 dog, G-Lo Blissful, that leads the way. Half length clear of the 1 dog, New Jet. 2 into third now, Droopers Fisher. Then comes Pinpoint Junior on the outside towards the third turn now, though. It's 4 and 1, G-Lo Blissful and New Jet slugging it out. G-Lo Blissful within the minute for Carl Perry. Here comes the 1 back for more up the inside, though. New Jet, 2 trying to stay on. Droopers Fisher off this final bend, though. Still trapped 4, G-Lo Blissful for Carl Perry. 1 going back for more up the inside, 4 and 1. Neck to neck. I think 4's just held on, but it's tight, 4 and 1 here. G-Lo Blissful and New Jet cross the line together. Look like it favours this near side. I've been wrong before though, but I think G-Lo Blissful will probably get the verdict here. We await the official verdict from the judge. Clarkey, what are your thoughts there? 4.
A Titanic struggle down the running. In fact, from the first bend onwards, between 4 G-Lo Blissful, the Gimcrack finalist, and New Jet. Phenomenal little race this.
Yeah, Carl Perry would be over the moon with that performance from G-Lo Blissful. I mean, I thought 1 was going to rail her off down the far side, but she's as game as they come. Gimcrack finalist. I know Carl Perry thinks that this bitch will get better and better with each outing. I mean, she's improved markedly off of her trials, but I think
she's confirmed the winner.
Yeah, it was a great buckle. I mean, I'm not a fan of this quick shot that they come in like showing. I know it was a good buckle between 4 and 1, but for that split second, I don't see that it adds any value to the racing. But as I say, four's run really well there. I did think 1 was going to get up on her inside, but there could be a lot more to come from this bitch, Tanya.
Yeah, a lot more to come, certainly, from G-Lo Blissful. Very quick away middle, and she's sort of outrun. New Jet in the closing stages. It's time for us now to take a little bit of a pause and a break. And when you rejoin us, it's time for the girls. And will it be donation?
But she's definitely got there, and I'm happy because that was my nap of the night at 6 to 1. She's a lovely little thing. I was told by trainer Carl Perry, if she leads, she wins. And I looked at it and I thought, she can lead.
Yeah, definitely. She's got plenty of early pace. But in a trial, times weren't there, but Ram Toaster, you need a few looks. And she's come on a ton. Well up there.
Over the crowd, look at this lovely little girl. She's not even 2 yet, she's just a baby. Really pretty little thing. She's got nice big paws, and she's going to be one we're going to see plenty of in the future.
Definitely top class. Injury free, she'll be top class, no danger.
And she's coming forward with everyone, so certainly keep an eye on her in the coming months. I'm going to let you get to the presentation. Well done.
Thanks.
Well done indeed to Carl Perry's team with this G-Lo Blissful, and as Julie mentioned, still just a real baby. She's really diminutive as well with it, and she's out-battled New Jet throughout.
Yeah, make the journey home for Carl a lot short. I mean, she improved each 29.07, 28.42 and 28.07 tonight.
Yeah.
Real good run, because I think the runner-up he's a nice sort as well. So
that was not giving anything away, was it, throughout in that battle, was it?
Really professional performance from the winner. So great racing. I'm enjoying the racing.
Yeah,
really racing.
Really quick out there though at Towcester. We've seen the 15.01 sprint. Now we've seen a 28.07. Isn't it, from G-Lo Blissful. We've got some betting. We need a tip from you for this 7.26. I mentioned donation, yet the favourite in the race is Sylvia's Chloe.
I think 1 will control the inside. I mean, last year she was A7 at Hall Green, quickly went up to open races, and she led for a long way in the Oaks final. Donation knocking on the door last year, Sussex Cup third, Oaks finalist, Lowther semi-finalist at Towcester. My play around this was 1 holds up stacks up the inside runners, 6 and 5 bring their stamina into play.
We can watch a little bit of footage, and it's from a little way back. It's from the 6th of March. It's for Bullen Button, and this is winning the juvenile. Gallant effort in the derby itself, but I mean, it needs to trap better. It needs to trap not like that in this kind of race. When you see how donation can trap, Bullen Button here is running from trap 1, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, this was a decent performance. Beaten in her first couple of races at Sheffield, but clicked into action at Monmore, and then went on to win the Racing Post Juvenile, beating Wihida, and that was Droopy's Expert, I believe, in 3rd. She's going to have to track clever early, Bullen Button, because I think one will boss the inside runners. Gilo Zip won the Angel of the North Oaks at Newcastle last year, and Greenwell Jean was so eye-catching when running down Whoops Jack in the first round. I just thought if one can lead the inside runners and 6 and 5 can hold their position, I mean, donation, I mean, she made an early exit from the Oaks in Ireland, but she's very fast when everything clicks, and I think if she gets first crack at 1, she can go on, and then 5 will be finishing with a flourish.
Nottingham run was really impressive, and as for Greenwell G, well, I've got an essay here on how unlucky it was. Slowly away, badly hampered run-ups, second bend as well, ran on well, blah blah. It just goes on and on and on. But then that comes with the territory. That's the way that Greenwell G runs at the moment. We've
even got Mark Wallace has got a bitch double digits. Ninja Penny, I mean, she 28-21 in A3 last time. Essex Vars finalist, Peter Bussey Memorial finalist over 6 bends. You couldn't ignore 4. It's a real competitive race, but I think 1's the key to the race. By leading the inside, then I think 6 and 5 come into play.
Once again, we haven't really mentioned Gilo Zip. It's 5-1 and then 9.8 on Betfair. They're very quick away, always led Sheffield latest. Colberry's just had the previous winner. Is Gilo Zip ready for this type of contest yet?
I think the bitch Gilo Zip herself will have a spring in her step on parade, and Neander will after that previous winner. But this is a race where I think a case can be made for all the runners. But when the draws come out, I just felt that Sylvia's Chloe will lead the inside runners. She could well go on and make all. But I just thought that she might be a little bit vulnerable over 500 metres. This isn't 480. 480, I would have probably been all over Sylvia's Chloe. But with it being 500, I think Donation and Greenwell Jean can come through from the 3rd bend.
Well, I'm going to go 6-2-5. And what were you going to go for here?
6-5-1 for me.
6-5-1.
Yep, 6-5.
Have we got any emails as yet? As I drop my pen on the floor. Well, I've got one from Analog's daughter, who is always tweeting about horse racing. He's now latched onto dogs. So good to see you. He said I should be with Mac with my black tie, but he's spent all the day watching the Derby at Epsom, now come to the Greyhound Derby. And then a couple have mentioned those Vess early doors in that, what was it, the first race there, wasn't it?
Nice email here from Terry Squire. He says, for Errol Blythe not to be commentating on the Derby is too much. He is iconic. Westmead Hawk 2006 was one of the best commentaries ever, just ever. Please tell me he will be calling the final. Thank you, Terry Squire. Well, he was due to do so, but he's unavailable, but that was the plan for him to be doing it.
Oh dear. Well, you've seen interviews with 5 of the Derby finalists. All we need is the one that we have to remaining. That is Whoops Jack. So let's go back to Jason at Towcester.
Very happy to say I'm here with Peter Cronin, a 3rd Derby final. Got a 2nd and a 3rd already.
Yeah, hoping 3rd time looking, Jason. Yeah, but look, it's a different ball game, so hopefully he can run well.
Well, we're talking, of course, about Whoops Jack trap 6 in the final. Last week he broke as we always suspected he could do, and you told us that he could do. But I just thought a bit too much was made of the start of the race compared to what he did at the end of the race.
Yeah. He stayed very strong. Maybe the road was coming back a shade, but he kept his gallop up going up the home straight, and look, that's his battling qualities, like to come back and win. The semi-final of an English Derby, But he has great early, and we're just hoping that he can hit it again tonight. Yeah.
Trap 6 tonight. Some people out there were saying that the move to 5 last week was what helped him, but was that just coincidence?
It could be just coincidence, Jess. You can't just read into it that way. But probably on the basis of the way he trapped, you'd probably be looking for trap 5 again. But having said all that, we're not going to use trap 6 as an excuse. He's in trap 6. I think if he can drop level, I think he can outpace them and linked into the corner. If he can't and lead in a Derby final, you always have a chance. So that's what we're trying to do, and we're just hoping that we can build up enough of a lead, you know.
Well, the clue was there, obviously, from doing the sprint clock in the trial state there. But James Price, we were talking about it before we started this interview, priced him up for top sectional 40-1.
I mean, it's a phenomenal price. I mean, I know it's easy to talk in hindsight, like, but the fact that he'd broke track record in a sprint, you know, as you said yourself alluded earlier, I mean, the clues were there, like, and 40-1 was a very generous price, you know. I know a couple of lads helped themselves to it, like, but, you know, and he'd done the section, you know, yeah, so.
And just out of curiosity, last week, bouncing?
He's in great form, he's 110%, we won't be using any excuses, everything went well for the week. He's in great form, he's kennelled up, so hopefully he can bang away.
Okay, thanks. So just quickly, Crossfield Will also runs tonight in the invitation, of course. It's got the joint fastest split as well.
Yeah, I mean, Crossfield Will is a phenomenal fast dog. He's the 509 as well. And, you know, to take the bend off Whoopsjack, like, takes a fair dog, in fairness, you know, and especially here in Towcester, like, so he's a young dog, like, so he's progressive. He's drawn trap too. He's a fast starter inside him. So he has to clear that dog. If he can clear Bubbly Bluebird, I think that gives him a great chance, but that's a big if. But I think he's 9-2, 5-1. It's a generous price based on, and that's my reading of it. If he can clear the one dog, it gives him a great chance, yeah.
And first round in Derby obviously came from quite some way back to win there. Got to ask you, Peter, you've always got something planned for the Irish Derby, a name you can give us there?
Yeah, we have a few at home. The Headhunter ran up to Con Kirby. I don't think his running was here, but he would definitely have to have a chance. He's ran up to Con Kirby, and he was probably a shade unlucky. So, look, there's a couple of other young dogs coming through. We'll give them a trial or two when we go home, and we'll see from there. But we have a couple of nice dogs for the Derby, yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Best of luck tonight, and let's hope you fill out that Ted Rogers. You got the 3, you got the 2. Let's hope for the 1.
That's it. That's what we're looking for. One more.
Brilliant, Peter.
All right. Thanks, Jess.
Thanks
and
very
no
much.
thanks
Best
for
of luck
that.
tonight.
Right,
Oh my gosh, this is a new thing. Greyhound Trust. Julie, are you okay? Are you if you feel you're doing, you know, you need some help?
Thank you very much, guys. We are now counting down to the Star Sports Derby Bitches Stakes. Again, £2,000 for the winner, 500 metres a trip. Silver's Chloe runs out of trap 1 for the Baker boys. Richard Baker, Gordon Baker leading up trap 1. Sylvia's Chloe. Trap 2 and fresh from their success, of course, with Gilo Blissful in the puppy race. They're looking for a quick-fire double. It is Carl Perry and Gilo Racing, Nick Brereton and the team, combining with Gilo Zip, who's on the comeback trail with a couple of decent trials. Gilo Zip runs out of trap 2. Racing Post Juvenile Champion Bull Run Button runs out of trap 3 for Barry Draper, perhaps being led up by Rose. Trap 4 is Ninja Penny. You can see led up by Kira Cairns there for Terry Coveney. Ninja Penny on parade, and Greenwell Jean now for Pat Flaherty. The Scots are in town, of course, and we're not just talking about Jimmy Wright, we're talking about John Flaherty, who's leading up Pat Flaherty's Greenwell Jean, of course, ran in the Derby. And last but by no means least, Donation running for Heather Dimmock, who is parading the Greyhound, the bitch owned by the Jabber crew, and fresh from a fast trial over 480 metres, 28-21. If you can hear the barking close by to me, it's not the Greyhounds on parade, it's of course the huge team of Greyhound Trust volunteers who are raising money. They've got their the buckets, they've got their raffle tickets, and of course the Greyhounds are milling amongst the crowd here, and it is a huge crowd as we prepare for race 4 this evening. And I think we've got maybe an hour or so, a couple of hours before the sun sets as well, and there's plenty of sunglasses being raised up there. I can see Mark Burridge, of course, we know, with him and Paul Millward doing the bike ride. You can see the crowd en masse here, 1 or 2 well-known faces. We're going to try it and get a few of them down. We've got 1 or 2 presentations. Guys and girls on the terraces, can you give a wave to all the people around the world that are watching via Towcester TV on Star Sports Greyhound Derby final night? Who is the favourite? We've got trap 1. Who's on trap 1? Sylvia's Chloe. Oh, some big cheer out the back. Who's going for the G-Lo double out of trap 2? Oh, not too many people going for that. Bull Run Button. Ninja. We've got the Stag Do boys behind us here. They're going for trap 2. Come on. Where's the Stag? Where's the Stag? They're on a party night. It's going to be a long night for them. They're going for... That gentleman, he's a card. He's gone for trap 7, of course. Who knows? I don't think they're going to quite win this one, but we have plenty of people in the house as well. And, of course, at 9:07, we will be racing for £175,000 as well. If you have got time, the low 6 as well, we're going to give that a blast. And in my hand, I have the name of the lucky winner of the Imperial Cars Supermarket Big Cash giveaway, and we'll be shouting that name out in due course and get them down here, and we will spin the wheel at an opportune moment as well. Somebody is just this minute getting me £1,000 in readies. I did ask Darryl Williams, my co-host tonight, but he didn't have it. Clarkey and Lizzie Moore, have they got it? Apparently it was Miss Collier's Nap. Maybe she's got the £1,000 after G-Lo at Blissful. But you can see they are going in. They're behind the traps for the Bitches race. We've had a fantastic sprint. We've had a fantastic puppy race. We've had a brilliant inter-track contest. And now we've got the Bitches who've got a chance to shine and get those guys and girls in the spotlight. They're counting down to race 4. And we've got happy guys there on the Stag as well. I think they said they were on trap 2. Looks like they're all in. Guys, Andy Lismore and Dave Clark, over to you.
Thanks, Hobbsy. Hares on the move then. Race number 4, the Star Sports Derby Bitches Stakes. Stand by. We're off and a race, and then 2's off to a flyer. G-Lo Zip for Carl Perry once again. Then comes the 4 Dog, then 3, 6, 1 and 5. Round this first bend though, the early bird G-Lo Zip putting the Zip into this contest. 2 lengths clear now for 3 in second with a run at the inside. 4 looming large on the outer as well. Ninja Penny looking to chop them down at halfway. It's got a nose in front here. Ninja Penny, 2 running back on the inside. Then muzzle to muzzle around these final couple of turns. 6 trying to join in as well on the outside. Donation. Then comes 1, 3, 5. Anyone's race up this final bend, but 4 goes for home now. Ninja Penny. It's going to be another one for Mark Wallace. 4 beats 6 and 5 here. In race number 4, 465, Ninja Penny strikes in this Star Sports Derby Bitches Stakes. It was a hotly contested event this. Anyone's race off the final bend, but ultimately it's Ninja Penny. Another one for the locals. Mark Wallace in good form here tonight already. Ninja Penny has secured the prize in the Star Sports Derby Bitches Stakes.
Complexion of the race just changed at the traps. 1 was totally asleep and missed the break. G-Lo Zip zipped out. 4 Ninja Penny. Well, that took it up at halfway.
Yeah, one's fate was sealed out the boxes. I mean, that was some race. I mean, look, we say Mark Wallace, double digits, Ninja Penny, back to form in A3 grade last time. Got that stamina, obviously, Essex Vars finalist, Peter Bussey Memorial finalist over 6 bends. I thought for a moment Bull Run Button might slip up the inside, but there was no room at the inn. I mean, G-Lo Zip has just shut the door on 3. All of a sudden, 4's momentarily hit the front, 2's countering the move. 1's even arrived on the scene off the back of that slow start.
Yeah, I mean...
5's come with a runner, then lost loads of ground. Look, you can't run wide at this venue. You do lengths. And then Donation has arrived on the scene, but you've got a strong running bitch in front, Tanya. And another winner for Mark Wallace.
Another winner for Mark Wallace. And there was, well, it was a race that changed complexion many, many times. And now... we can take stock because you can see on the graphic on the right-hand side of your screen, it says it's Crayford, 7:34. It's the first race from Crayford this evening, so we'll be looking to have a selection in this race. I'm just squeezing down, and I see that trap 4 is vacant here, 5 dog race. But before we go any further, let's say thank you to Crayford for changing their times this evening, allowing it to dovetail neatly with the Towcester action this evening. So big thanks to Crayford. They start very, very shortly, 7:34, 5 dog race here. I put 3 down here as the selection. What did you think?
I want to give 1 another chance. I mean, very, very frustrating to follow. 13 without. I think the last win came in a sprint at Henlow back in October. He's one of those dogs, he doesn't start and he's not really a strong stayer, but if he can just come away half decent tonight, I think he's got a good make-up. He can hit the front by the 540 metre boxes and then close out the deal. Top of Rocky was A6 to A4 last term, had a little stint at Hove in D1 sprints has returned to Crayford and won well in A5 company, got a bit of early pace. 5's probably highly tried on the Irish form that I've seen.
Yeah, 8 Tralee form, isn't it?
I want to give Cronin one more chance, but
yeah,
he's very frustrating. Tardy at the boxes, pace is up, but one more chance for me, Cronin.
Yeah, in my ear it said could be an apt winner, obviously meaning Whoops Jack later on. Decent doesn't break, I put on my notes here, which you've just said, I'm just repeating what you've said, but has that pace to the bend, but does it have enough to trouble 2 and 3? My concern about the 2, though, was it's gone A7, A6, and now gone A4. And as I'm speaking, 29.42 for Ninja Penny.
Yeah, decent run. I mean, it was a competitive race. Nothing ever got loose, so that's about her mark. 29.42 on
down to
the
give
way we saw the race
later.
pan out. But they look like they've got the track in good order there, and rightly so on the biggest of occasions.
So why I didn't pick the 2 is because it's gone that A7, A6 and now jumped 2 grades to A4, whereas the 3 dog, which will be Cronin's possibly biggest problem to pass, was very, very quick away in an A5, and that's why it finds itself in this A4 this evening. It was a confidence boost, perhaps. It was a good time, 23.56 in an A5, whereas I know that the phone book's done that 23.50, but when you go up 2 grades, of course, they come out of the traps and the pace all round is that bit quicker, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, missed break comments for Cronin are just etched every time he runs. But if he can just come away half decent, the 5 dog format will help, the inside draw will help. I just think he can rally into contention off the second bend, and that's where he needs to go about his business, because he's not the strongest coming home. But then I don't feel any of the others are particularly that strong. 5's one to keep an eye on, but the grader isn't really taking many chances on 5. 0 from 3 at Tralee, and has improved with each trial. But the latest trial, the bitches probably got away from them, and they find themselves in this company rather than maybe an A5. But look, Cronin is very, very frustrating, but he's got the ability when everything clicks, but he's gone a long time without winning.
And you may have thought, why haven't we mentioned 6 yet? Well, I'm watching the videos that I have for 6. It literally keeps itself to itself. It's fully entitled to be in this grade, but it runs so wide, it keeps the hair rail company.
Yeah, Martin Kitt's been on. Says, Tanya, I love the outfit, but what I want to know is, have you been raiding JK's wardrobe? Or is it an old one of Tony's from when he was 19? I could fit into that when I was 19.
I'd probably
be incredible hulking it now. I'd certainly be ripping out of it. And,
No, it actually is mine. It is mine. When I got the gig, I thought, oh, I have to play along. I remember going to all the Greyhound derbies, being the black tie. When I wasn't floor managing. I was in the black ties. So there you go.
And Scooter emailed in early this afternoon. He says, Scooter doesn't normally step outside the realms of Sunderland for his tips, but he fancies one in the last race at Towcester tonight, trap 5.
Yeah.
He says, good luck to all the Derby runners, and can you give a special mention to Cheryl and Ryan, who couldn't make the Derby final tonight, but will be tucking in to Chinese later on. Trap 5 in the last. That's Mark Wallace, Gary Glass, champ.
It is. Gary Glass, champ, trap 5. 52 runs, 17 wins. Chris O'Riordan has tweeted in to say, think Whoops Jack will rock it out, scoop the Derby for the Irish. If not, hope it's champ Charlie victorious. And then Tina. Hiya, Tina. Hope you're well. On Whoops Jack, but would love to see trap 3 win and Mr. Hutton smile. So keep those tweets and emails coming in as we see these greyhounds out on parade for Crayford. 7:34. Cronin 7-4 into 6-4, as we said, frustrating. Phone book has gone up 2 grades, 5-2, out to 3. Topper Rocky had that good confidence boosting 6-length win in 23.56. It was expected, even money favourite to win that grade. Then we have the vacant trap. We haven't got the 4 dog. It's a 5 dog race. Let Us Be Lucky is certainly very, very weak at the moment in the betting. Doubled in price on the trap. And in trap 6, Gemma Davison's got 2 in this, 5 and 6. Agabar and Duke is a 7-1 chance. Fair wide dog. that what you see is what you get. It does at times keep the hair rail company, but he'll be out of trouble. If there's any trouble, then Agabara and Duke will say, thank you very much. This is it. They're all in the traps. And let's have a commentary then for this race 1, A4. This 7:34 at Crayford. We're going to be running over 380 metres. Remember, it's a 5-dog race. No trap 4 here. And really big support for Cronin. Tony put it up early saying it is frustrating, but this could be the night for the Barry O'Sullivan grader as the hare comes to the traps. And as we go towards that first bend, Cronin's got a good start. So too Topper Rocky. Round in that first turn, though, Cronin's got the advantage. 2 and 3 bump, and so do 5 and 6. Down the back straight, it's 1, 2 lengths clear of the 2. Then 3, 5, 6 is out of shot. Up to the third bend, 2 trying to challenge 1, and 2 does go past 1 at that third bend, but 1 rallies. Coming around the final bend, it's 1 and 2 tied up front. 2 and 1, 1 and 2. 2's now pulled a length clear from 1. 6 is in third. 2, 1 and 6 at Crayford. It goes to Phone Book, who was up 2 grades. It was no problem at all. What a call by Phone Book, or indeed the grader. 2, 1 and 6 at Crayford for the first. Here's the replay.
Yes.
Tony.
Supporters of Cronin must have been happy with the traps. As soon as the traps have opened, one's led. Once beating 3 to the punch, you thought, well, it was going to end that frustrating sequence. Even there, 2 and 3 have come together slightly. Admittedly, it hasn't cost 2 a lot of ground, but one's opened up a 2-length lead down the far side. But Phone Book, who's made a really bright start to his career at Crayford, has completed the hat-trick. Just challenging 1 on the third bend there, but it's not the first time you'll see a dog check when they're challenging round the bend, Tanya. But two still had all the energy and strength to pass 1. He's just one of them in-between dogs, Cronin.
He is. I mean, he had every chance, every opportunity there. Barry O'Sullivan's ground, but it went to trap 2, Phone Book. Now, the call for us now is to look at the Derby Plate. That is the next race on the agenda at Towcester. And we've got 3 races to look at to preview this race. Starting off with the one won by Sporting Dave. He was in trap 2 for this on Saturday. And the other qualifier was in trap 4.
Yeah, Sporting Dave. I remember last year he won the Puppy Trophy at Hove, 14 or 16 to 1, and he proved that wasn't a fluke. He went and nearly rattled the clock at Central Park, and he's been a really good money spinner for Seamus Cahill. He needs to come away in similar fashion because this is a race that could be won and lost at the boxes, but he's clearly in fine fettle as this effort shows.
Now, really key bit of VT coming up now, because when I looked at your little graphic at the top of the programme, this was your lay, and I'm talking about Droopy's Expert here. He won the heat obviously on Saturday. That he was 4 to 7 that day. Droopy's Expert was evens tonight.
Yeah, look, he was one of the leading fancies for the Derby, but didn't quite happen for him in the first round. Black Farron's momentarily trapped in front, but he's naturally going to get tapped for early. Droopy's Expert's got into stride and won in good fashion. When I see the original prices after the draw come out, I couldn't see how Droopy's Expert was quoted at odds on. I just thought that he was worth taking on. I think one of the partners, William Hills, went 6 to 4 to take him on. So they obviously feel that he's far from guaranteed to get round unscathed.
Now, this is the third of the heats to qualify for this plate final. It was won impressively by King Kid.
Yeah, I mean, what a credit to Connections is King Kid. He's the nearly dog. He runner-up in the Kent Derby last year, Olympic finalist, Gold Cup finalist at Towcester, Sussex Cup finalist and British Breeders finalist at Nottingham. He just doesn't win big finals, but he's got a great make-up, and he showed what a pacey dog he is when he gets daylight. He's run riot here, 10 1/4 lengths, and any inside crowding, he's going to play into his hands again, Tanya. So, yeah, Droopy's Expert, look, if Droopy's Expert traps level, makes the first bend in front, he's going to win, no dangers. But I just thought at the prices and the make-up of the race, I'll take a chance at Black Farron. I thought Black Farron or King Kid, but at the prices, I'll go for the bigger price in Black Farron.
You say that about Black Farron. If you weren't watching earlier, Jason Barrison caught up with Mark Wallace, obviously, because he's got 2 of the Derby finalists, but he went through the rest of the card with him, and he asked what stands out for him, and he did indeed, didn't he? He said Black Farron. He can't believe the price for Black Farron. So here we are now. He's already had 2 winners on the night already, Mark Wallace. We know that the kennel is totally firing, and he I mean, he ran so well in the Derby up until obviously getting in trouble and being knocked out. That was on the 19th of May. That would be the third round, I think it was. That would be the third round he was knocked out. But the makeup of this race, I've got a furrowed brow because when I was looking at the King Kid, it shows you how deceptive. You would have thought that that would have been the fastest qualifying time. And it wasn't. It was Droopy's Expert was the time. But to the eye, and watching all those 3 heats, King Kid, okay, the deficit's massive, but the way that he just, as you say, it's so important how you drive bends.
Yeah, he's deceptive, the Expert dog, though, because he really covers the ground. I mean, when he gets on the bunny, all he does is post fast time. So, look, I mean, he's a great dog. He won the All England Cup last year, Puppy Classic and Puppy Cup, Puppy Plate finalist at Sunderland. He's a good dog, but I just thought he had the draw to cheat, and at the prices that he was chalked up, I thought you couldn't be steaming into him at them prices, especially the quality of the field. Black Farron, Scottish and Irish Derby finalists. So I'll take a chance with.
You got some emails for
Farron.
us?
I have.
We had some good ones earlier. I'll see if I've got. Meantime, I'll see if I can download a couple of tweets.
Email from Richard Watson says, "Hi all. Just want to say good luck to my one-eyed warrior Nelson. Agaburron Duke, run well and come home safe."
Oh, that's why he goes, why? Oh, bless him. Give him an extra pat from me. Definitely give him an extra pat from me.
And also, Dave Hart from Reading says, "Hi guys, unfortunately I can't watch the show tonight as I'm on a family holiday in Spain." Bad timing, I know, but it's down to the missus that she arranges these things. But to be fair, it was to avoid the World Cup games, having 2 little ones whilst we are away. Anyway, I want to give my massive support and best of luck to the Rotors Wildcat, as I have known Donna and her family for almost 30 years now, and their commitment and love to the Greyhounds is immense. And there is nothing more I would love to see than Big Kev and all of Team Hutton holding the greatest prize in our sport. So go Wildcat, go. Lovely email there.
Lovely email,
Hope the weather's nice on your holiday.
Definitely, lovely email.
And James Parkins says, "Hi, my name's James. I have 2 greyhounds called Fifi and Eddie. Used to run at Mildenhall and Peterborough. Love the outfit, Tanya."
Oh, thank you very much. Well, we've got to go back and get some post-race reaction from Ninja Penny in the previous race, which was won by Mark Wallace's runner.
Gorgeous girl here, Ninja Penny, and what a strong running performance that was. Kira, this is your second winner of the night that you paraded. Well done. It all bodes well for later tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, doing cracking. Got plenty more runners to come, hoping it continues, but she just showed she's 12 to 14 to 1 and she shows she can still win, so can't believe it.
Big price. I hope some of the guys out there are on. She is a really strong runner, isn't she? Once could see Gilo's it maybe needed the run started to tire slightly. She was always going to be there or thereabouts to try and pick her up.
She was. She's run 5.75 at Romford. She had some quick times over there, so we knew once she was going around in second that she could pick it up quite easy. So she just kept pulling and pulling.
Are you parading one of your Derby finalists?
I believe I am.
Which one?
I think I'm on the Bruiser.
Oh, she could be parading the Derby winner tonight, you know. Well done, Kira, well done.
Thank you very much.
Dan Wallace. Mark Wallace trains Black Farron, who runs out of the blue box for the Lionheart Syndicate. Plenty of them in the house tonight. I've seen Martin Johnson, I've seen Paul Ephraimson, I've seen Dave Lawrence, and of course Mark Wallace involved as well. Sporting Dave Dyer is in the house as well, and of course very much on his toes is Sporting Dave, led up by Teresa Cahill, trained by her husband. Running out of trap 4 is Droopy's Expert, trained by Angela Harrison, and I think bred by the Dump is paraded, I think, by Angela as well. Running out of trap 5 is Crossfield Giles, another one of Seamus Cahill's runners for the Crossfield 7. Matt Sharp and the crew, Kevin Wilkes and the team, and King Kid running out of trap 6. Liz and Rab McNair, I can see the guys in the house, Baz Knight, Simon Sennick, Brendan Keogh, and Rab McNair once again, the man who stands proud with the biggest smile in greyhound racing, parades King Kid, who was brilliant, of course, in his heat. They're going to be heading to traps very, very shortly. You've got the view from the drone high above the Northamptonshire countryside, and Towcester is filling up. The punters streaming towards the pitches that Barry R. Johnson and Ben Keith and Star Sports are operating tonight. I think punters 2, bookmakers 2 possibly. The favourite though running out of trap 4, which is Droopy's Expert, of course, for Angela Harrison. Now just a shade of odds against. Yep, Daryl Williams, I think, with Droopy's Expert. Daryl, shout out. Can you hear Daryl? I think you need batteries in your microphone, but I've met Rich here, so I've got to see Rich. You stand by, don't leave my side. I've got £1,000 in readies, which could be going to you. And of course, we've got the Champagne Club in the house, and there's a fantastic presentation that has just been made by the members, a rather large cheque to the White family, Charlie's Angels, of course, the charity that, of course, the Champagne Club and others support, and a fantastic gesture, Mrs. White.
Yes, it was, and I can't thank them enough for all they do for our charity, brain tumour research for children and under 40s.
Fantastic. Well, that's a kind gesture, and lovely to see Mr. and Mrs. White here, who, of course, a charity named after their late grandson, Charlie, and Charlie's Angels. Well done to the Champagne Club, Steve Fluin, and all the guys and the girls here tonight. The hospitality, I think, is full to brimming up top. 1 or 2 familiar faces, which I'll try to grab very shortly. But the runners approaching the traps for the Star Sports English Derby Plate. Let's go to Andy Lissamore and Dave Clark. They're milling, boys.
Thanks, Hobbsy. Yeah, not long till post time now, mate, for this Star Sports 2018 English Derby Plate. Clarky, your late thoughts here then?
Well, if you are taking the 11 to 10 on offer about Angela Harrison's classy Droopy's Expert, you'll be looking for a fast start because he's flanked by pace here. Sporting Dave Trappy, bundles of early speed. Crossfield Giles, he'll be moving in. So a good draw for 6. If 4 is foot perfect at the boxes, class will out here, no doubt. He won the All England Cup last year, which is, of course, the big race of the year up at Newcastle. And he did the business for Connections there. They'll be hoping can gain some compensation, Andy, for that first round exit of the Greyhound Derby. But if you're with the favourite, you're looking for a fast start.
Absolute. Droopy's Expert was sensational at Nottingham back on the 14th of May, and equally good in the heats of this Derby Plate competition as well. Didn't see his best during the Derby. And there's 11 to 10 chance now for some consolation in this Derby Plate. They're all loaded then for race number 5 on your card tonight. Tia with the flag. The low 6 hair is on the move for the Star Sports 2018 English Derby Plate. Favourite in 4 then, Droopy's Expert, stand by. Bunny up behind the boxes. Our fan racing away. It's a flyer from 5. Crossfield Giles leads up for Seamus Kay, already 3 lengths clear of 3 in a second. Sporting Dave, Seamus' his other runner. Round this first bend we go, then also Spother out the back. And it's Seamus' 1-2 that lead. Crossfield Giles from Kennelmate. Sporting Dave. They're going to challenge his Kennelmate. Crossfield Giles on the charge this third bend, 2 into third place. Black Farron off the final corner. They swing now though. Still Crossfield Giles absolutely bolted from the boxes and still leads up this final turn from Sporting Dave back in second. 2 making progress in third. Black Farron towards the Joes though. Crossfield Giles makes all. 5-3-2. In this Star Sports 2018 English Derby Plate. Crossfield Giles away and gone.
Many congratulations to Seamus Cahill, because that is a forecast for him, isn't it? 5 and 3. Here's a replay, and there'll be some very happy people. The Crossfield 7.
What a start. I mean, recapturing the glory days there, Tanya. This dog won the Golden Crest at Paul last year.
Yeah.
And she's destroyed him to the turn, the dog. Absolutely come away, catapulted out the boxes. Sporting Dave's give vain chase. He's running up the backs of his kennel mate there, but it shows how difficult it is to pass at Towcester when you're off the front. You can always defend the lead. And he has done that. He's got on the inside of his kennel mate. Sporting Dave's challenging, but Crossfield Giles wasn't for passing tonight. Tremendous performance.
Not in short there. Forgive me, very remiss. I didn't see what happened. Your lay has indeed got beaten, but Crossfield Giles was the one that unexpectedly, to some extent, showed the pace to lead up the good dogs like Droopy's Expert. Sporting Dave indeed was expected to be one of the fastest, and more so than anything.
Expert a win at any track, but he's not suited to Sheffield's, and he don't like turning tracks. He likes a long run to the turn. Newcastle, he's awesome. and he just missed the break and got crowded up, but take nothing. That's a brilliant performance from the winner.
29-14, 1-4, 29-14. So, yes, a superb performance. 29-14. We had Ninja Penny doing the 29-42. Well, they were more so youngsters as such, or they are not sort of experienced or established yet as the likes of Crossfield Giles, who's been there, done that, and now wearing the new vest, isn't he? But
yeah, and I think Dave, our very own
Mr.
Dave
Lawrence
is associated with
Yeah.
Crossfield Giles. He's done him proud at many venues. As I say, very impressive at Paul in the Golden Crest last year, and when you start like that, you're capable of beating anything.
And that's what got him beat in this year's Golden
Yeah.
Crest first round, because he didn't even start, did he? I think
No.
he was left, about 5 or 6 lengths at the trap.
Completely missed the
And
break.
then he was just mortified, and he was all down. And now, obviously, the dog saved it up for a very special evening. Greyhound Derby final night. So congratulations to Dave Lawrence and the other members of the Crossfield 7. We've got to go to Crayford now for their second race on the card. The Greyhounds are out on parade. So it's an A9. Lulu's Birthday in 1. Falcon Mercedes in 2. Rough Tango Jensen is in 4. It's priced at 5-1. That's value. We've just seen your leg get beat. I'm laying an even money shot, but it's because you see Jensen there. It's on parade with an arch back. This is pure inexperience. Chaos on 4 legs, I'll call Jensen, but in the nicest sort of way, because it's not really got its act together yet. As soon as Jensen does, it's November 2016. That's why I'm calling it Chaos on legs. And that's what the problem potentially is for Monagear Ruby, even money, because if you watch some replays of Jensen's races, it can do anything. It can miss the break, and then it's got so much pace. It has got no particular track to follow. It doesn't course the hair or anything, does he? It's just got pace.
Yeah, I looked. A9, Crayford have recently introduced the A9, and they don't take a lot of winning. One, Lulu's Birthday shaped well enough in opening couple of races, was 0 from 13 in Ireland. 2 and 3 last time out, crisscrossed each other immediately out the boxes.
Yep.
Jensen, in a straight line, he'd be a massive runner, but he's as much as he's got pace on the straights, he's wayward at the bends.
Yep.
5's been so frustrating. 16 races, 0 wins, been sent off 4-6, 5-4, evens.
Yep, I've got a big circle.
Got a lot of F's beside the name. I think punters might have been saying a few F's as well, but I'm going to give her another chance because the times are there, and if she can just hold her position, I think this could be hers for the taking. But Jensen, he's not got a pretty action. He's got a bit of a high head carriage. He's got all the pace in the world on the straights, but he's just a bit wayward at the bend. So I will give 5 another chance. Obviously, it's your lay.
Yeah, I'm going. No doubt I'm going to get this wrong again. But I just watching Jensen, I thought I was going to have a little bit of value, so I've had a little bit of dabble on it on the 4. But this could be if they did the betting for who come last. Well, tricky go on, you got an email.
David McMillan's been on, says, hi guys, I've got £200 in my account and a bottle of malt by my side. Bring it on. Well, I hope you've liked Outsiders because the last one's just won.
Yeah, I've got a tweet here. Forrest Lana's come in. Come on, Wildcat. We could be having a party at the kennels if you come home with the trophy. Looks great there tonight.
And Kelly Eden's been on, says, hi guys, I tuned in to get the expert advice and analysis from top judge Tony Bullen. Instead, you've replaced him with Daniel Craig.
Yes.
Great night and loads of winners, Tanya and Tony. Kelly Eden, thanks a lot for that,
What's
Kelly.
your missus's email?
Exactly what my missus said to me.
I'd need to email on to your missus. She'd like that, wouldn't she? Right. They're all in the traps for this A9. And the commentator this time is not me. We're actually going to go to the track this time for Mr. Robin Carter.
And up to the traps for race 2. Get ready to cheer on selections, and away we go. A pretty level break. 6 and 5 lead to the first bend from 2. It's 4, 3 and 1. Round the first couple of turns we go. It's 5 out in front though. Monagear Ruby leads for Mark Frenny with 6 down the outside is Sumjet. Gemma Davis is in behind that with 2. It's Falcon Mercedes. It's 1 in behind that and 4 and 3's in behind that, but 5 is the leader. 5 leads off the final bend with 6 are wide and 2. 1's in behind that. 5 goes on to win. 2 second and close for third.
Not having any luck at all with my lays. That's probably why I'm skinned. 5, 2 and 6, and it's was a very impressive performance. Here's a replay of how, what was it, 5-4 on the off?
Yeah, she wasn't the greatest out. She sort of come away, her front leg sort of done the splits momentarily, but it didn't cost her any ground, and she's picked up well. Look, if she couldn't convert from this position, she was going to be struggling to win a race, Tanya, in fairness. Look at 4, all over the shop round the bends.
Didn't do anything this time.
6 did give it another go at the third bend, but nowhere to go. And if 5 failed to win from this position, you'd be scratching your head, is she ever going to win a race? Because you can't get any lower than this A9, Tanya. But a little bit unfortunate, but wasn't a massive price.
No. A little bit unfortunate. No, I think you're being a bit too kind. I'm just absolute disgrace at the Lays at the moment. But it will come. It will come. I'm still trying to acclimatise. A win then for Trap 5 at Crayford. In the previous race at Towcester, it was the Derby Plate. And what a great race it turned out to be. It was won by Crossfield Giles. It was a 1-2 for Seamus Kay. And we can go back for post-race reaction at Towcester.
Of course, Seamus was here holding the Derby trophy above his head 11 months ago. Does it feel good to be back on this podium?
Yeah, terrific. Dog run terrific and that. He flew out and that. And I think this must be our lucky track. We have, in a short space of time, we've won a Derby Plate, a Champion Hurl and a Lowther Stakes. So I think it is our lucky track.
You like it?
Welcome back to Racing Post Greyhound TV, and we're covering the Derby final night from Towcester. And without further ado, let's have a look at the next great action this evening. This is at 8:05. It's the turn of the stayers, and we've got quite a lineup of 6 greyhounds, including the Regency winner, and we can have a chance to have a look at June Harvey's greyhound. And it is Claire's Carlton, and it was a really impressive performance throughout the Regency by Claire's Carlton. Even won a heat of the Golden Crest, let alone running over 6 bends.
Yeah, absolutely sublime throughout this event. I mean, aggregate of over 23 lengths, winning heat, semi and final. Broke the track record over 640 metres at Paul prior to heading to the Regency, and was completely dominant. Beat New In Jet, had a couple of prep trials over 260 and 480. Reached the TV Trophy final last year at Towcester. Look, clearly the one to beat, but this isn't Hove, this is Towcester.
No.
You got Ruby's Rascal, who won the St Ledger at Perry Bar last year. Golden Jacket third, second in the TV Trophy. He ran through a brick wall for connections, and Mark's quite keen on Ruby's Rascal. However, I've played my next best in this race, Ridgedale Max.
Yeah,
He's always had the stamp of being a stayer.
Yeah.
He ran over 575 at Romford, but that wasn't his track. But since he's run over 600 metres plus, he's yet to be defeated. And I liked the sprint trial. I thought the 15:45 split on a route to posting 41:19. If this dog gets on the bunny, now the way the track's running, now you're asking 6 or 1 or one of the others to be better in 41:10 coming from off the pace.
That's a big
I'm not so sure, and I think he was double digits yesterday, this dog. It was a massive price. I'm just hoping that he can clear. Russelina Reggie, he won the Stayers event. They had a heat of a competition of a Stayers event. But yeah, my next best, the sporting next best, 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's been relishing the chance to be running over the 6 bend Ridgedale match. We've got to go back and rejoin Towcester TV.
We're back again and the weather's just as lovely.
It really is nice here. And Mike, a special place for you. Tell us why.
Yeah, my wife and I got married here, so it is very special. And I've even upped the stakes tonight because she sent me to go and bet on a dog she picked between the table and where you placed the bet. I completely forgot what she said, put it on the wrong dog, but it came in.
That was very lucky. Very quickly, give me a winner for the Derby final.
Okay, I'm going to go Droopy's Verve.
And you, Mike?
Wildcat.
Wildcat, there we go. Verve and Wildcat, these guys know what they're talking about.
Well, thank you very much, Julie, of course, with Alex and Mike of Sky Sports. We are on parade for the Star Sports Derby Stayers A Division. You can see Kira Cairns with Ruby's Rascal, the St Ledger champion, running out of trap 1 for Mark Wallace. Russelina Reggie runs out of trap 2, led up by his trainer Jason Bloomfield, the Henlow trainer for the Apollo UK Syndicate. He won the 6-bend competition here at Towcester 12 months ago, did Russelina Reggie. Plenty of confidence behind the next Greyhound for the Nicely Does It Syndicate, led up by Nathan Hunt. It's the Philip Simmons trained Ridgedale Max on the back of some cracking trial work. Bubbly Big Eddie, he's a big boy, 34 kilos for Paul Young, and the Champagne Club, a Syndicate Miriam Young doing the parade. Bangor Ella runs out of trap 5 for John Mullins, Lee Calcutt, Justin Cranfield and Chris Waters. And Clare's Kyle Torn runs out of trap 6, led up by Tony Harvey, husband of June Harvey, owned by June Harvey. The Regency champion Clare's Carl Torn runs out of trap 6. It's a high class line-up for Star Sports Derby Stayers A. Darryl, I know you've got 1 or 2 problems, but you can use this.
4 to 6 Clare's Kyle Torn at the moment, and very, very popular choice, Hobbs.
Welcome back, Darryl.
I don't know where I've been the last hour, but anyway, I have been here. I've just been talking to myself. Clare's Kyle Torn 4 to 6. I've done a great job though. Winner of the Regency. It is 11 to 4 about Ruby's Rascal. Of course, TV Trophy runner-up and Ledger winner. So some real stars here. 5 to 1 Ridgedale Max, who's a fascinating runner, of course, with that great record over the 6 bends. For Phil Simmons, very popular choice at a price. Big price is everything else. That's a Russelina Reggie at 10 to 1, who won this race last year, remember. So 12 months on, could we be in for a repeat for Jason Bloomfield and the team? 12 to 1 is Bangarelli for John Mullins, and Bubbly Big Eddie. The Champagne Club members are out in force, and they've got a whopping price. Greyhound back at 25 to 1. Which way do you play? Claire's Kyle Torn for me on the outside, but I've got to take short. We've got to take short if we're with June and Tony Harvey's runner, Hobbsy.
Yeah. Will still take some winning, won't it? Albeit the betting suggests that it's trap 6, who is, as we speak, 4 to 6 with Star Sports on the board there. As people are looking over, I can see plenty of familiar faces up the top. Even Roger Hart, who's often down here, but he's with the hoi polloi at the moment.
How has he got the night off? That's unbelievable.
He's raising a glass to us. He's very much rubbing it in. There's Jamie from Priority SMS, who do such great work, of course, via the low 6, and of course the big cash giveaway, which we are going to do for the next race as well. 1 or 2 faces, I think, from the horse racing world as well, who I'm sure I've seen Mr. Del Monte. Is that Mr. Bridgewater up there as well? I kind of see him. It is. Could well be. It is. Jimmy Austin, I can see at the racing post. Martin Wakefield, of course, who's had Droopy's Jet amongst other Derby finalists. I can see him in the house. The eyes aren't what they used to be. Someone tells me a certain John Clark from The Only Way is Essex is in the house as well. I won't let you know where he is, ladies. We'll keep that as a secret. But we're counting down to the Star Sports Derby stairs. The runners are behind the traps. They will shortly be loaded. I'm trying to spot Steve Nash, and I can see him on the second bend there, of course. Greyhound photographer extraordinaire, looking and preparing his shots, of course, for Nash PLC. Jim Tate's in the house as well. We should really have a children's race, race 6. I haven't had the nod. I think there'll be too many people on the presentation, but we should have, there you go. I think Josh and Miss Collier kicking on with their libations, but they are going in. Messrs. Lismore and Clark, get away from those glasses of champagne and do some work, boys.
Flag once again. The low 6 hair is on the move then for this Star Sports Derby Stayers A. Favourite in 6, Claire's Kyle Torn. Stand by for action. Off-hand racing away. There's 5 that pops out in front. Bangarella for John Mullins. Leads the charge early doors from 3 up the inside. Ridgedale Max leads around his first bend then. The early pace Ridgedale Max leads round from 5 in the second spot. Bangarella 2 in the third. Then comes the 1 dog Ruby's Rascal. Past the judge then with a circuit to go. And it's the 3 dog Ridgedale Max and Phil Simmons. Leads by a good 4-5 lengths now. From 5 back in second spot. Then comes the 4 dog Bubbly Big Eddie. Down the far side now though. Still trap 3 Ridgedale Max. Can he last home here? Still the tasty advantage here. Approach this now. Final couple of turns. 4 now is closed in second. Then comes the 5 Bangarella. Approach the final. final turn now though. Still Ridgedale Max led at the first bend. Can he hold on? Bubbly Big Eddie's coming for him, as is the 6 dog Claire's Colton. But up towards the jolly old judge, it's Ridgedale Max. He's done enough now off this front end. 3.64 here. Ridgedale Max led at the first turn and stays on well enough to deny the favourite Claire's Colton here. 3 beat 6 in this Star Sports Derby Stayers A. Clarkie, you called it. Ridgedale Max. Popular winner for you, mate.
Clarkie wasn't the only one that called it. There was eyes at Towcester. There was eyes in the studio. Tony, I hand it over to you, and I am not worthy. You flagged this up and the reasons why.
I had to do the price-wise column for the Racing Post, and I put this dog in at 4-1. And I thought myself, any bigger than 4-1, I'm going to be a player. And then my phone went and said, you seen the price Ridgedale Max? 12-1, 10-1. I was like, can't be real. And it was real, but it was backed into 7s. It was still 7s this morning. Look, this dog has always looked like being a stayer. He's unbeaten over 600 metres plus. And the trial was brilliant. The track suiting him, suiting front runners tonight.
Yes.
If this had been at Hove, Claire's Colton would have been a worthy odds-on favourite. But this is Towcester, and you get off the front. All he needed to do was win the sprint leg of this race to win the race, and that was what I was betting on. You're getting double digits about a dog to win the sprint leg of the race. He was still going strong at the pickup as well, if you notice.
He was.
Great performance for Phil. Well pleased for Phil. He looks a real nice dog.
Yeah, and all things considered, the second Claire's Colton has done well in the closing stages, but not well enough. Ridgedale Max slowly but surely getting the recognition he now deserves and thriving in the 6 bend category, put up on Towcester, no doubt, by Dave Clark, but more importantly, put up by the studio guest, Tony Bullen. That was the stayers at Towcester. We now got the opportunity to take a break, and when you rejoin us, we've got action from Crayford, and then we have Bubbly Bluebird and Co in the invitation at Towcester.
Well, I'm joined by Nathan Hunt, who's paraded Ridgedale Max. Fantastic run there. Paced up so nicely to get in front by the first turn, and then didn't see another dog. He's a great stayer for you.
He's a machine. His ability to get to the front, he's got just got it in his head. He's got to get to the front, and once he's in the front, he's got so much middle pace. I think he's the best dog we've ever had, to be honest. Over 6 bends easy. We've been quietly confident tonight, and he's beaten the best 6 bends dog in the country, and he's won comfortably.
Nathan, is that emotion I can hear in your voice?
It is, because when he came, he was so nervous, and we worked so hard on him, and it's come right.
I feel like I want to give you a hug right now. Listen, that's what it's like to have a winner on Derby final night. For the public out there, the crowds, what is it like? How does it feel?
It's brilliant. We didn't have a runner last year, and it was a brilliant night's racing, and we just wanted to be part of it. And tonight we've got 4 runners, and as I said, we were quietly confident about him, and we took the 10-1 into 5-1, and I'm just glad for the owners, because they put so much into the game, and he's done them proud.
Wow, look at that emotion, guys. That's what it means to these people. Hobbsy, what do you make of that?
Thank you very much, Julie.
Well, lots and lots of emotion there, and then we saw the assistant to Phil Simmons. We've heard his name checked earlier in the evening, Phil Simmons, but that was Nathan Hunt parading Ridgedale Max, and it seems it's been a long journey, although he's not had a long career, just to get this ground right, because it sounded as though the ground was very, very nervous as well.
Yeah, he's good with a dog, Nathan. I mean, and when you've got them nervous dogs, they do take that extra bit of a care and attention, and for what he's done over 6 bends is remarkable. But it just goes to show, get a hug from Julie, it brings you to tears.
Yeah. Oh dear, my lay winning brought me to tears. I'm a bit different for the emotions. We've got Crayford fast approaching though, joking aside, and this Crayford race, everyone, is an S2, wide open. You see by the betting, mind you saying that, I just said it was wide open. It was 7-2 the field. We see Droopy's Fernanda has certainly come in for some support. 7-2 into 5-2. Does double in open races, but was a little bit worried on its last one at Nottingham, the one behind Vatican Rocco. That's probably why it's been off the card, because it seemed to falter at the about 3rd and 5th bends, and It's had a long time off the card. It's come back. It's probably strengthened up.
Yeah, on the pick of her form, I mean, she'd be a worthy favourite. A lot shorter than the 5-2 that she's currently trading. I mean, 33.70 on the card. That's very, very good over 5.40 at Crayford. But I just thought she could need the run. 5 Glenbeg Val, spot on. Season date spot on. St Ledger finalist last year, over 7.14 at Crayford, and Gold Collar semi-finalist. My take on this race, I was going to frame up one, Reeves Raider. She lacks a yard of early pace, but contested the Guys and Dolls Trophy final, won a heat at 16-1. Track one's proved pretty fruitful for Barry O'Sullivan's bitch, and I just thought that I'd play one to win and play her in a forecast, because she will be staying on through beaten dogs late. But yeah, it looked a competitive race, and I'll go for a spot of value.
Towcester betting on your screen as well. Bubbly Bluebird 2-1 in 1, Innocent Times in 6 at 5-2, and then Magical Bale, who we heard from Kevin Hutton earlier, saying that he's at his stage of career as Dorata's Wildcat was at this time last year. Email.
Big Lewis from Hamilton's been on, says, hi guys, I love the dogs and the derby, and I cannot afford to go to Towcester, but to be honest, I am really okay with watching it on Rpgtv. I still feel that the punters who go to the track are so far away from the dogs that it doesn't matter. They're all standing watching on the huge TV from the stands, and for me, that doesn't work. There is no doubt the excitement is there, but for me and most of my friends in the sport, this might not be the future. Sorry to be negative, but I hope you read this out to see what other people think. By the way, you two look great. Verve to win the final.
Oh, thank you very much. But no, I mean...
agree with him, Verve win the final. I don't know about us two looking great. I think that
I
might
certainly
be
agree with
pushing
him,
the
Verve
boat
in the
out. Dean has been on Crayford, Billy Boy. Nice outfit, Tanya. Whoops Jack all the way in the final.
Yeah, we are getting a few Whoops Jack tweets as well. So it's the sectional and the possibility of Whoops Jack leading. That is no doubt encouraging you. The last one has gone in for this S2 at Crayford. It's the 8.14 there. Money for the 6 dog. Glenbeg Val, though, just out of season. Let's go to Robin Carter.
Head up on your traps of race 3. Get ready to cheer your selections. Here at the traps. And off we go. 5 and 6 broke well. 4, 1, 2 and 3's the back mark. Around the first bend we go. It's Kid Cowboy that sets the pace for Judy Luckhurst. 1 in chase and second is Reeves Raider. 3's in behind, then it's Greenfield Gate. Then it's 2 Slick Fix and a lap to go. 6 and 5. Glenbeg Val is towards the back of the field though. Down the back straight we go for the final time. 4 is the leader with 1 trying to close and 2. It's 3 in behind and 5 down towards the penultimate turns though. 4 the Wonder Cats. So we're coming to challenge out wide is 1. In behind that is 2 coming to join in and 5 from the back. They're off the final bend. Kid Cowboy the leader though, 1 challenging late on the inside, 1-5 as well. A tight finish to race 3.
Very, very close finish indeed. It's looks as though it's the 5 was finishing strongly. When she was racing at the top of her form, she raced at 26.6 her weight. The last weight she raced, it was a kilo heavier. She's coming out of season. That's a very close finish between 5 and 1. It's Kid Cowboy, the 4, the other one in the finish. Muddling sort of race.
We've got the cast, play 1 to win, 2nd to the field, so I thought 1 should have won from the position. I mean, all the trouble that happened in the race, 1's turned the clean 2nd to 4. I know she's not a prolific winner, but she made a couple of errors when challenging, and that allowed the Glenbeg Val, who was spot on date, seasonal date, and live I thought 5 had pinched it late, but it looks a lot closer on the still.
It looks desperately close. It's that optical illusion of the faster finisher you always side with.
Just there, I was hoping 1 made the right decision, and I thought, go on then, drive past 4, and didn't really, took an age to get round the leader 1, and then all of a sudden, Glenbeg Val's arrived on the scene, and as I say, live, I did think 5 got there late, but it's probably closer than it looks.
Yeah, slowly but surely we got the up towards a line. Nothing. Well, judges desperately needed for that.
Well, I ain't got my glasses on tonight, so I'm not predicting anything.
I know, you're forgiven. You're certainly forgiven with no glasses on. You do look immaculate with or without them. We've got the invitation coming up next at Towcester. And can we look at Bubbly Bluebird, please? Because he sort of been brilliant in the Derby and he just failed to qualify on the third round, I think it was. Here he is, winning on the 19th of May.
Yeah, showing his old self, I suppose, on this occasion. I mean, he won the Eclipse, beat the Rotors Wildcat in that thrilling Eclipse final, come from off the pace to beat the Rotors Wildcat. He won the Anglo-Irish on Derby final night last year, did Bubbly Bluebird, and I thought he was a play in this race. He hasn't got King Elvis on his immediate inside tonight. He's got the rails to himself. I think it's a pick-em between 1 and 6. I think 1 leads the inside, 6 bosses the wide, but I think 1 will rail 6 off, and once in front, he's a difficult dog to pass.
My worry in the race, I've gone for the 1. My concern was, in fact, the 2, Crossfield Will, because there was so much expectation going into that run on the 22nd of May off the back of that really fast run previously, the 28.81. There was expectation. It was sort of indeed 6-4 favourite, or he was expected to repeat that victory. And Bubbly Bluebird's got to be on its toes. If Crossfield Will does trap out, then it's a whole different complexion on the race. Magical Bale, you tend to agree. Well, obviously Kevin Hutton trains it, so you know. Magical Bale did that lightningly quick run.
Well, he won the Puppy Derby last year as well, didn't he? I mean, Crossfield Will, it's interesting that Peter took him to Swindon for a sprint trial, maybe to just give him a switch and bring him back. But, I mean, he jointly holds the fastest sectional in the Derby with Whoopsjack, that 5.09. But I just think Bubbly Bluebird, if he comes away running, gets on the inside, I just think he can control the race from the front. He's a professional.
Any emails, Tony? I've beckoned them. I've asked for lots and lots of emails. Have we got any?
Ned Gray's been on, says, good luck to Droopy's Verve in the final, from Ned Gray and all the guys watching tonight in the 202 Club in Wishaw.
Right, let's have a look at the presentation for the last race at Crayford. It was won by Trap 5. Glenbeck Val beat Trap 1 and 4. 5, 1 and 4 was the official result for the Crayford S2, the 8.14. So congratulations to all those involved. And Tony did say spot on out of season she was, and the weight was coming off, and she came with a strong finish to deny the 1. Any further emails?
Email from Tina. Hi, Tony and Tanya. Tony, you scrub up well. Didn't recognise you.
Even better a close-up.
Had a hard cut, ditched the glasses and become softer in your speech. You must be in love. I've always been in love. I've always been in love with myself. Trap 3 for the challenge tonight. You're both doing a sterling job, both looking very smart. Just need a glass of champers and you're sorted. Whoopsjack to win the Derby, if not a Trap 3 winner for Mr. Hutton, and lift his spirits. And can the idiots that have Monkey give him back to Kevin safe and sound and stop your stupidity? Have fun, Tina.
Right, you can see they're out on parade for the Derby invitation. Let's go back to Towcester TV.
The man of the moment, the Romford trainer that is Philip Simmons for Darryl Bear, and John Proctor, Droopy's Dresden, a strong running sort. He's the Puppy Derby champion, the reigning one, of course. His name is Magical Bale. He's trained by Kevin Hutton for the Westwell Racing Syndicate. Big fancy for the Derby. Things didn't quite go right in that second round heat behind Bubbly Turbo. But running out of Trap 5 is Sally Nash. What a fantastic campaign for the Greyhound, owned by Mike Davis and trained by Mark Wallace. And then again for effectively the consolation final, Innocent Times. Some brilliant work of Brendan Matthews and the family, led up by Damien Matthews and Plunkett Matthews, of course, watching perhaps in Towcester Towers and possibly across the Irish Sea. They are the runners on parade for race 6. Now, Darryl, can you confirm, please, that I have £1,000 in readies
if you have £1,000, I need to see it. Where's the £1,000? Show me the money.
£1,000.
Where is the money?
There is the
my
£1,000.
goodness
You
me.
can vouch for that.
Oh,
I've got a cameraman
look at that, pound notes
in the house, but if we
£20
can
notes.
get some shots of this in due course, we will.
Hobsy, stick it on Bubbly Bluebird.
Exactly. We need to spin the wheel. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we spin the wheel for Rich Hare? Let's come over here, Rich Hare. Rich is the winner of the Imperial Cars Big Cash giveaway. We have the wheel here. Rich, you know what happens here. You spin the wheel, and whichever trap it lands on, you will get the readies. Ladies and gentlemen, he's spinning the wheel for £1,000.
Oh!
Who wants Rich to win? Come on. Right, let's go. Let's go with the big cash giveaway. Let's spin the wheel. Go for it, big boy. Will it be Bubbly Bluebird, Crossfield Will, Droopy's Dresden, Magical Bale, Sally Nash, or Innocent Times?
Who do you want, Rich? Who do you want?
Number 1.
Here it comes, Hobbsy.
I've never seen the wheel spun
Oh, we've got to delay the race.
It's
nearly broke. You've broken the wheel.
We could be racing. We could be racing. Here we go. We're going to have to slow this down.
Don't slow the wheel down.
It's affected everything.
Oh. Here we go, Rich. Get ready to cheer if it's your one. Or groan. Here we go, here we go.
Rich, you don't know how.
Is it landing on one?
Here we go. It's
gone
slowing
round about
down.
a million times. Hobbsy is slowing down at last.
This wheel, I've never seen. What's going on with
Right,
this wheel?
immediate reaction here as it stops. Where's it stopping? Oh, it's gone past one. It's going
The
round.
runners are going behind the traps.
No, it's still going. It's landed on 5. Celine Ash. Oh,
it's just
taking 5. Yes.
What do you want? 5 or 4? 5 or 4? Quickly.
4.
4 it is. He's on 4, ladies and gentlemen. He's on 4.
That was a bit dramatic, wasn't it? Here we go.
7 then. Off-fan racing away, and it's trap 6 flashes out. Innocent Times for Brendan Matthews. Alendaso clear of 3 in the second spot. Droopy's Dresden. Then comes Magical Bale into third. Ran his first bend. 4 takes a bump. It's one that moves in the second spot up the inside. Bubbly Bluebird, but it's an early bird Innocent Times that leads the way down this far side by a good 2 lengths now from 3 in hot pursuit. Droopy's Dresden staying on for Phil Simmons in the second spot. 1 now back in third. Bubbly Bluebird, but off the final bend, it's Innocent Times and Brendan Matthews still with a 3-length advantage. 3 is closing. Droopy's Dresden up the lane. 6 from 3, but going to stay that way now. Innocent Times makes all. 3 back in second. Droopy's Dresden looks like 2 in third. Crossfield Will, but Innocent Times had a pretty decent Derby campaign and lucky to be eliminated when he was, you'd say.
6-3, and I believe it was 2 in third. It was the trapping that won Innocent Times, and it was his trapping that got him so far, indeed, to the semi-finals of the Greyhound Derby. An impressive performance, quick away, middle.
Yeah, he chased down Magical Bale in the Puppy Derby last year over course and distance, but he's really come away running. I mean, we thought he had bossed the wide and one bossed the inside, but once 6 is in front of Bubbly Bluebird, that's game over. Droopy's Dresden's for Phil Simmons, who had the previous winner. He's run his heart out, but this dog doesn't relent when he's on the bunny. He seems like he's got stronger since the Puppy Derby last year, and yeah, great performance from Brendan Matthews' charge.
Yeah, I mean, I really bow down to this performance. It was very, very strong indeed. It was also a big thumbs up to the Whoops Jack semi-final, because Innocent Times, albeit did a 5:22 sectional, he had, as we keep saying, he had a great Derby campaign, and it was a 29:02, which is a lightning quick time. That's quicker than he did in the Derby. 29:08 was the quickest time he did in the Derby itself. 6-3, and behind in third was 2. We got some emails though, Tony.
Yep, Mark Edgar's been on, says, hi guys, the Derby final is always a night of stars, though none have shone brighter than those in the studio. Fantastic tip from Tony on Ridgedale Max. Keep up the good work. Many thanks for that, Mark. Also, David Carter holding a ticket for Shane Boy Bowie at 66-1 to win the champion hurdle. Just hoping for a clear run, then I'm sure he'll win. Well, it's a lovely bet. You can even do a bit of business at them odds. And Chris Bossall has been on. Hi, Tony and Tanya. What do you make of the big price winners at Towcester? The bookmakers are definitely on top at the moment. Droopy's Verve to win the Derby and the Wildcat to finish runner-up. We'll have a big bet on the forecast. Great show. Always tune in. Keep up the good work. From Chris in Ireland.
I got Ian Simpson, who's tweeted in with the fact that come on Whoops Jack, and indeed it is come on Whoops Jack for him. 40 to 1 he's got outright. Alex O'Boyle has got excellent coverage of the Derby final. Droopy's Verve will romp in at a decent price. And Tim's tweeted me saying, how am I? And then in the 6 dog in the 805. But unfortunately, you got beaten Claire's Carl torn by Ridgedale Max, which Tony put up in the studio. So thank you for all those tweets. And then Zoe Taylor said, fantastic night at Towcester, amazing crowd and winning. Good luck to you, Zoe. Well, we've got an S6 now here at Crayford. Favourite is DC's Jaeger at 7 to 4, just from the 5 dog. Bullseye Lola, I've gone 6 and 5. 6 is in better form of late, which might be sufficient to carry it through. It's mainly because over the 4 bends, it's doing well over A7, so 540. I don't know. You've got that doubt. You've found something again.
No,
You've been flying this evening.
I've just looked at the time, and you've mentioned Jaeger. I feel like doing a couple of Jaeger bombs, I think. But no, I'm going to take a chance with Kingdom Fancy.
Go on.
I thought that she could boss the inside. It didn't look like there was a lot of pace to clear in 1, 2, and even nice bling. And I just thought she could boss the inside runners. She's got good stats in the grade, 5 from 13 in S6, and if 5 and 6 could dispute with one another, if 3 can boss the inside runners, I think could run well at a decent price. Kingdom Fancy.
Yeah, you think, go on. I was just, I can now see why, because 5's more equipped to run over for much, much further. What's the email say?
Pete McEwen's been on. Hi, Tanya and Tony. I told all viewers Droopy's Verve leads all the way. I've just had another £200 on at 13 to 8. Forget your Saxon Warrior. Verve is the warrior tonight. Good luck, all viewers. Pete McEwen, Redditch.
Well,
keeps pressing up. I like a man who presses up.
I like pressing up.
Convictions.
Yeah. Right. So in this race, it's an S6. We've got Scrubbit Louis is 5 to 1. Dipton Spark at 7. Kingdom Fancy at 5. Nice Bling also 5. Bullseye Lola is 2 to 1, and DC's Jaeger is 7 to 4. The post has gone 5, 6 and 3, but Tony's flying this evening. Has put up a fair case for Kingdom Fancy, and it's just been clipped in half a point now for this Crayford S6 over 540 metres. We've had a 2 dog win there and 2 trap 5s. It's allowing trap 5 just to lead the trap challenge with 3 wins, but it's early days. It's a long haul this evening, an exciting night. At 9:07, just 37 minutes away, we are from the Greyhound Derby final. 37 minutes and ticking. It's not long, is it? They're all in the traps. Let's go to Robin Carter at Crayford for this S6.
Starter's checking them over and gives the all clear. Here's on the move. In our project traps of race 4, get ready to cheer your selections. Here at the traps. And off we go. 1 missed the break, but 2 and 6 did, and they lead to the first bend from 3. 5 in behind that and 4. It's 6 that leads though. DC Jaeger is out in front, 2 trying to close Dipton Spark in second. 5 round the outside, it's Bullseye Lola. They're clear of Kingdom Fancy in behind that with a lap to go. 4 and 1 towards the back. Down the back straight though. 6 is sped clear at the moment though of the others. 5 trying to close. 3 in behind that and 1. Down towards the penultimate turns. DC Jaeger is out in front for Dean Charles. 3 into second though. It's Kingdom Fancy. 1 the inside. 5 out wide and 4 they're off the final bend, but 6 is clear of the others and goes on to victory. 5 is second and close for third.
Well, Dean Charles opens his account this evening at Crayford, and DC's Jaeger had no challenges.
Yeah, I think that was a 6-5-4, 3-2-1 finish. My eyes were correct, but yeah, no, they've let 6 get away. I mean, 3 I was hoping would control the inside, but that wasn't the case, and seemed to just focus her attention. She eased at the turn there, focused her attentions on 5 thereafter. But yeah, 6 was away and gone. That's the best place to be at Crayford, 5 or 6 lengths clear, with the opposition not making any ground, Tanya.
No, very, very easy winner in the end for DC's Jaeger. Led all the way. A winning run for Dean Charles.
Even there, you can see 3's just lugging along, look, and gets alongside 5, and the winner's gone beyond recall.
Winner is gone indeed, and we watched this DC's Jaeger just pulling further and further clear, and It looks as though, as Tony said, it's a 6-5-4 finish at Crayford. Easy winner there, easy winner at Towcester. Innocent times. And we can now go to Towcester and listen to Damien Matthews.
We thought last year during the Puppy Derby the track suited him, and it has proven so. He ran great. We were delighted with top 6, and it's nice to be invited back for the consolation, and sure, it's better to win it. So it's great achievement for the dog.
I know it must have been a big disappointment for you going out in the Derby semi-finals, but how much consolation is this tonight?
Oh, it's a big consolation. You know, it justifies coming over with the dog. We've been back and forward now. I think this is our 5th week in a row. So it justifies actually entering the dog and taking them over. When you enter them, you expect to get beat because there's only going to be one winner. But it's nice to get the consolation Derby final.
Welcome back to Racing Post Greyhound TV. Of course, it's the Star Sports Greyhound Derby final night, and each year we look forward to the marathon on the card, the Durando Marathon. It is part and parcel of the annual makeup of the Derby card. Let's look back at last year's one.
906 metres and away they go. It's a great start from 4. Ribble Atom leads up early here from 2. Slick Strauss in second as they go round the bend, and it's Lord Hesketh's. Meadow out in front now leads from 2 in second place. Slick Strauss. After these comes 3. Anita's Baby. After these comes 6 Inch Forward. Then we got after these Adamant Jim as they go round the third bend and head into the straight for the first time. They begin to group up. Slick Strauss is the new leader. Slick Strauss out in front. Leads here from 3, Anita's Baby. Then comes 6, Adamant Jim. 7 trying to make a move, JT Patriot. After these comes 1, I Am the Breeze is beginning to pick its way through the field. Slick Strauss being pressed now as they start to queue up in behind. Slick Strauss around the outside. JT Patriot begins to make its move. On the inside is I Am the Breeze. After these comes 6 Inch Forward as they come round the final bend. And it's Slick Strauss finding extra. Slick Strauss leads for I Am the Breeze, who's closing with every stride. I Am the Breeze got up to win the Durando. Beats Slick Strauss in second place. Over the line in third was Inch Forward. It was
I think Errol lost his voice there. But I remember trying to eye for the marathon trip at Romford one day, and I lost my voice with a circuit to go on a Peter Galloway Greyhound. I Am the Breeze. Mark Wallace said earlier in his interview there's been lots and lots of problems. It would be a fairy tale if I Am the Breeze was able to retain the crown.
Yeah, she broke her hock at Hove, I believe, so obviously might have blunted a bit of her speed. She hasn't really taken part over 750 metres at Romford of late, but I just think the return to 906, some of these might be running on empty. And if she's got that finishing kick on display tonight, I think she can time her challenge to perfection. Adamant Jim was 33-1 in that Durando last year. Mill Road Smokey was third in the TV Trophy final, also was St Ledger semi-finalist. But it's all about what Free does. If Free's finishing kick returns, I think she's going to... 2-1 was available yesterday and this morning, but it didn't last too long. And she's about her price now. 2-1, I'd be her player. Evens, be a watcher.
Slick Strauss was second in the race last year. Is it in the same sort of form 12 months on?
Yeah, he's holding his form well. I mean, he took a tumble in the Regency at Hove, a couple of confidence-boosting trials at Central Park. I mean, one isn't blessed with a great deal of early. It's an interesting race to be, I think 4 probably be prominent, but not sure that she'll be able to hold these. Look, Free's obviously had her problems at broke her hock at Hove. I just think this is going to be a test. I think a few dogs will be running on empty, and she can just weave her way through. She might even turn handier than she usually does, and if that is the case, then she should be...
Andy Lismore can calm down a bit, can't he, rather than building up.
Sporting Vic Day, he ran a couple of times behind JT Patriot, but 3 for me.
We've got to go back to Towcester TV and their coverage.
Of trap 1 for Stuart Buckland, and of course reached the TV Trophy final last year, did Mill Road Smokey, running out of the red jacket, representing Monmore trainer Stuart Buckland and Mr. Overran. That's trap 1. Slick Strauss runs out of trap 2 for Patrick Janssens and Keith Allsop, and of course a very consistent and grand servant to connections and runner-up to I Am the Breeze in the Durando Marathon 12 months ago. Running out of trap 3 is I Am's a Breeze, trained by Mark Wallace. For the I Am's a Boys Syndicate, Even Money in the Ring is the favourite, looking to defend her title. Musical Gaga, I've just been told, a previous winner of the Durando Marathon. I promised to give it a mention. I have done. May's Dreamcatcher runs out of trap 4 for Perry-Bar trainer James Turner and the Hazard Syndicate. Hopefully they are Chelsea supporters. Sporting Victor runs out of trap 5. Mentioned that Jerry Griffin is represented tonight. He's in the house with Mike Rowe, part owner, and they have Sporting Victor running out of trap 5, recently racing at Kilkenny. And Adamant Jim runs out of trap 6 for Sheffield trainer Phil Barlow, who ran in the Durando last year as well. So that completes the field for the Star Sports Durando Marathon.
Wonderful shots as we go around the stadium, around the track here at Towcester. Got to say hello to Jim Skilly here tonight from Waterford. He's a greyhound trainer in Waterford. He's over to celebrate his 70th birthday. I know he's being entertained in the restaurant tonight, courtesy of the Sporting Press. So, Jim, happy birthday to you, Jim from Waterford in Ireland, celebrating his 70th birthday in the best possible place here at Towcester this evening. So, the minutes are ticking away to the Star Sports Greyhound Derby final. We are not too far away, but of course the Durando still to come. If you fancy the favourite, I Am's a Breeze, it is even money down there with the bookmakers. Or are you going to try and take on the Jolly, the defending champion who won this very race last year, of course, for Mark Wallace? There's the bookmaker board. You can check those prices. A little bit of 7-2 Mill Road Smoky on the Star Sports board, and Barry Johnson's prices alongside as well. Slick Strauss at 9-2. On the bottom there, Adamant Jim, the raider from Sheffield, at 4s, and double figures, May's Catch a Dream, and the Irish runner Sporting Victor. But there is I Am's a Breeze. Can she do what she did 12 months ago? Look at these wonderful pictures as the greyhounds move from the path on parade to the track. We're getting ready for the Star Sports Durando.
I can give you a fresh receiver.
Let's go for a fresh one.
Thanks, Clarkley. So you're napping through then, I Am's a Breeze. Can she do what she did last year?
Well, let's hope so. Andy, she's only got 5 to pass this time. Of course, it was an 8-runner field, so I expect her to turn nearer last than first. And the only negative I would have about her is, having seen her race round here, she likes to pass on the inside, so we'll need to rely on a little bit of luck in running. But stamina is the key here. 2 laps of the track, they burn up lots and lots of petrol here, these dogs. Some of them may fall to coming home, but she will be full of running, so look out for her. The white jacket flashing home.
And Slick Strauss never seems to run a bad race, and all distances come alike to Slick Strauss, always gives his best.
Well, I mentioned he was the dog unfortunately picked up for Connections in last year's Durando. He was leading close home. He'll be again looking to dominate, looking for a fast start out the blue jacket. Mill Road Smoky is another one who's slow to go for Stuart Butland, that does stay very, very strongly. They were the 2 for me, traps 1 and 3. But she's classy, I Am's a Breeze, and I think class will out here.
And some dour stayers in 1 and 6, Mill Road Smoke and Adamant Jim. They both stay on. They'll love this 906 metre course.
Yes, indeed. Adamant Jim will have the outside all to himself, the sole wide seat. It'll be interesting to see how Jerry Griffin's Irish Raider, Sporting Victor, goes here. Has got form over extreme distances in Ireland, but we're stepping up to 906 metres. 2 laps of the track.
And the only one we haven't mentioned, track 4, May's Dreamcatcher. Any chance?
We'll need to get off the front for me. Steal a march on a few of these. Run very, very well back on the 1st of May when winning an 8-bend race at Crayford. But this, again, is a big step up in trip.
Great. Runners out behind the boxes then for race number 8. It's the Star Sports Durando Marathon. An 8-dog affair last year. Just 6 runners this time around. But expect a decent spectacle here. I Am's a Breeze, the favourite, like to be doing it from off the back then. They're nearly all loaded for this Star Sports Durando Marathon. 2 laps of the circuit, remember. They're all in. Tia's waved that flag. So the low 6 hare is on the move for race number 8 here at Towcester tonight, the Star Sports Durando Marathon. Stand by for action. The bunnies up behind the boxes. Off and racing away, and first to show is the 4-dog May's Dreamcatcher for James Turner. Already 2 lengths clear of 2, Slick Strauss in the 2nd spot. Then comes Sporting Victor into 3rd, the Irish Raider, then 6th. Down the far side now then, Still trap 4, May's Dreamcatcher leads the way. They're all strung up down this far side, but May's Dreamcatcher still at the head of affairs, still with about a 2.5 length lead over the two dogs. Slick Strauss in second spot as they head towards this fourth turn. Still trap 4, 5 now, edging into the contest. Sporting Victor vying for second spot with Slick Strauss. They pass the judge with a circuit to go, remember. Still the 4 dog, May's Dreamcatcher looking to poach this from off the pace. 3 beginning to get going now, a long way back though. Iams Breeze now into 5th spot. Down the far side now though, still trap 4, May's Dreamcatcher still looking to poach this from off the front. Here comes the 2, the challenge, Slick Strauss. 3 making good progress now mid-division. The favourite, Iams Breeze into the picture now as they approach his final bend. Can the 4 last home? May's Dreamcatcher for James Turner. Could there be an upset on the cards here? Still with a decent lead off this final bend. 6 now in the second. Adam and Jim staying on nicely, but 4 May's Dreamcatcher is going to make all in this marathon. 4, 6 and 3. May's Dreamcatcher didn't see that coming, Clarkie.
4, 6, and it looks as though 3 is in third. A stunned crowd saw May's Dreamcatcher.
906 metres, trap to line. That's a lonely place out there in front, but what a performance from the winner. I mean, the Perry Bar Raider only recently opened her account at Crayford over 714, was entering unknown territory. Did have back-to-back trials over course and distance, but it's a different ball game under race conditions, Tanya. 3 looked like it was going to be the miracle come from Skurlock Champ-esque run, but just ran up the back of 2 and 5 round in the final couple of bends, and it was left to Adamant Jim to stay on in the end. But all credit to this daughter of Kinloch Bray. That's hard to make all
it is.
Over that distance.
And it's great because it gives Perry Bar, they're going to have something to cheer about and celebrate. A May's Dreamcatcher, as you say, to lead for the full distance. This point you should see the field starting to concertina in, and you're thinking, where is 3? And there's 3 creeping into shot, and this is the crucial check.
Tangled. 3's also, 2's clanging into 3. Now 3's run up the back of 5. Game over because we're up the home straight now. 6 started to stay on, but all credit. That's a brilliant performance. We say the best place to be is in front at Towcester. For 2 circuits, what a brilliant effort.
Excellent effort. 4 May's Dreamcatcher beats 6 Adamant Jim, who's finished a lot closer than he did 12 months ago, and Iams Breeze, a gallant effort, finding trouble in third. 55.91 if you're checking the times of these races. 55.91 for that 906 metres. Let's have some selections though for the 8.49. Fast approaching this 8.49 at Crayford. It's an A2 5 dog race. No trap 4 here.
Yeah, I made it between 5 and 6. The 7 to 4 joint favourites. 5 returns to the scene of his last win. Got a nice bit of early pace. His 3.48 splits at his disposal. He's always going to serve you well at this level. But Droopy's Nilla for me. I think she's capable of leading or coming from just off the pace if required, Tanya.
Right, the next race at Crayford, not this one, the 8.49, the next one is timed at 9.08. Now, the Derby being off at 9.07 for obvious reasons, the 9.08 at Crayford will be shown recorded. However, the betting for the Crayford 9.08 will be coming up at the same sort of time as that Derby. Have you got a selection for us?
Yeah, I went for trap 4, Ballyroyal Sarah. She's only got 1 win from 9 starts, but she's been threatening to make the breakthrough in A8 grade. I thought she was a little bit unlucky on the 19th of May behind Rummy Jet. Completely missed the start last time out, never struck a blow, but yeah, I thought she might be the answer to that particular contest, Tanya.
That was for the 9.08, everyone. That will be shown recorded. The 9.08 Crayford will be shown recorded. The betting for that race will be obviously on the bottom of your screen. We're now coming up to the 8.49 at Crayford. We're getting ever more nervous and it, you know, the anticipation is there because the 9.07 at Towcester is, of course, the big one. It is the Star Sports Greyhound Derby. So Tony goes for trap 4 in the 9.08, which is Ballyroyal Sarah. Coming back, rewinding to this 8.49, and Tony's gone for trap 6, Droopy's Nilla. This is a 5 dog race. We haven't got the 4 dog here. Number for it's 284, 6, 1 and 5 for the racing post. And just to say, it's 19 or so minutes to the Greyhound Derby final itself. If we're nervy, can you imagine now how the connections are? They'll be in the paddocks, the dogs will be having their jackets put on. It won't be long before they're out on parade. The hare is running at Crayford. Let's go to Robin.
And now Pojo Traps of race 5. Get ready to cheer your selections. Here are the traps. And off we go. 6 broke well and leads the outside, 1 the inside 2. 5 in behind that and 3. Round the first bend we go. It's 6 that leads though. Edge Troop is net about in front with Dean Charles though. 1 the inside, Black Rose Sevi. 5 in behind there, Melina Mourinho towards the outside. 2's in behind that and 3. 6 is the one to catch still though, alone in front. Round the final bend. 5 making progress out wide. 1 the inside 2. 6 wins though. 1 held second and 5 third.
Don't think you expected the Dean Charles runner to do it that easily. You did tip it up. Congratulations, another winner.
We said she's capable of leading or coming from just off the pace, but you want a strong running type to trap like that. That was game over. Form an orderly queue within 5 strides, Tanya.
Yeah, form an orderly queue. Indeed. And 6, look, escaped and gone in this A2 race. Dean Charles, quick double for him. As well, in an A2 last time out, got bump start, crowded third and ran on just off the back of a 23.64 in an A3. Now notched up an A2 betting. There is the betting for the Derby. Bombers Bullet 10, Bruisers is 4, Dorata's Wildcat 2, Droopy's Verve at 7-4, Dorata's Vic at 20 and Whoops Jack at 5. That is the Derby. It is off in 17 minutes. But before that, we had action over the marathon trip. It was the Durando Marathon. It was won by May's Dreamcatcher, trained by James Turner. Let's go and see what he had to say.
Well, congratulations to James Turner, May's Dreamcatcher, winning there. A bit of a surprise to some of us, but a great night for you. This is the first dog running in your name on a Derby final night.
Yeah, definitely. I paraded Derby on Derby night before, but to have one in my own name is something else, you know. I always believed in her from day one. I said to the owners, that's what we're doing. We've got a bitch here good enough to go for the Durando and the TV trophy. So, and that's where we are.
Well, she's effective at Crayford, but this is a very different track, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, very different to Crayford. Listen, she runs any track really. Crayford, she ran a great race at Swindon over 480 metres, running Wizzy Rascal within 3 lengths. And Monmore behind Vigorous Bocco. You know, she runs anywhere really.
Does she like kisses?
Congratulations then to James Turner. Great win for him, and big cheers from Perry. Well, there was a good article in the papers, great coverage today in the papers, particularly in the Daily Mail. Ian Herbert, a leading sports journalist, wrote a good article about the Greyhound Derby. His experiences, his first Greyhound Derby. Let's hear from him at Towcester.
My way back up to the top floor here, Lord Hesketh's box, and this is Ian Herbert. Ian Herbert is a sports journalist for the Daily Mail, and not often that we get the wider media greyhound racing, and it's been your first experience of it. We get a bad rap sometimes, but what do you think?
It's been great. I mean, I think fundamentally, as someone who doesn't know anything about the sport, or I didn't until a couple of weeks ago, it's been brilliant about how welcoming people within greyhound racing have been to help an outsider understand more about it and the realities of it, and what a great fraternity you have. Fantastic. And what a setting. I mean, I cover a lot of football across the world, tennis, cricket, but there's no spot quite like the one behind you as we speak. Amazing. Brilliant.
We've definitely got a convert here. If you haven't read Ian's piece on the Daily Mail today, then make sure you do. And you're a bit of a shrewd punter, I think, as well, because you've got a decent tip for the Derby, haven't you?
Well, I mean, I'm obviously taking advice of other people, but I think Droopy's Verve sounds to me like the one, and it's the one I sort of talked about in the Mail this morning. So if it wins, then I can proclaim myself to be a greyhound tipster, and you won't disagree with that, will you?
No, absolutely not. And as far as sporting terms goes, what other sport can you win £175,000 in 29 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you were a professional footballer in the Premier League, you would earn £250,000 in a week. But it's a great prize pot here. And, you know, what really impresses me about Towcester as a venue, I've been behind the scenes, thanks to the people here, is just the way that they're kind of just applying a new approach to the welfare of the dogs. I mean, I had a Galgo Greyhound until he died last year, and I've got a lot of passion for the dogs and for the rescue of those dogs. I know you have. We've talked a lot about this, you and I. It's brilliant to see the way that they actually care for the dogs, and that in the words of the racecourse, the greyhounds are the stars. And I mean, as an outsider coming into your world, that's hugely impressive, the way that they look after the dogs here.
The dogs definitely are the stars, but it's wonderful to have people like you here tonight, and I'm really glad you're enjoying yourself. Good luck with Droopy's Verve in the fight.
I don't think we can appreciate how important it is to have someone like Ian Herbert at Towcester this evening. It's okay with myself and Tony writing about greyhound racing and indeed Hobbsy and co. We are the converted. We need newcomers in, and that window to the sport. Sorry, JK as well. He's coughing and saying rude words in my ear. But JK would appreciate it too, that the fact that we are the converted, we just exhausted of typing superlatives about the sport, but having Ian Herbert, who says he does other sports, and hearing him eulogise about how wonderful it is this evening is so important. We want to know what the newcomers, what we can do is right. Now, first of all, before we go any more, just to repeat, 908 at Crayford, your selection for that, I believe, was Trap 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ballyroyal Sarahs. Only one win from 9.
Yeah.
Threatening to make the breakthrough in A8, and fortunately the answer to that.
Yeah,
race.
we will put the betting on the bottom, but of course the 908, you look at the time at the Derby, the 908 at Crayford will be recorded back to the Derby itself, back to Ian Herbert. Great to have that shot window.
Yeah, it was a good piece as well. He touched on, obviously, the youngest dog in the final, and touched on everything that's going on in the sport, the history.
Yeah.
And I think
who's going to win?
Angela Harrison was out of luck, obviously, in the Derby plate, but Droopy's Verve, I think, will lift the Derby. For the Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm in the Newcastle camp. I would love Droopy's Verve to win, certainly for Newcastle. But may it be a clean final, no trouble, no hard luck stories, and may it be a really exciting one, which no doubt it will be. Let's go back to Towcester TV and their coverage.
Low down on the terraces. Perhaps even like Kevin Hutton, who I understand hides away to watch his greyhounds. He gets that nervous. He'll be watching it in the kennels area or something on the screen. This is a huge moment for greyhound racing as well. We've got a huge crowd in here tonight, and as you can see, the shots and the cars that came in through the gates well before the doors opened at 4 o'clock. The Westmead Hall facility you can see on the left, they've all come out to play. It is a special moment if you are a greyhound fan. And of course, Ben Keith, who Star Sports Bet, the gentlemen's bookmakers, have sponsored the event for the past 2 years. The past 2 years when the Greyhound Derby left London and arrived in the Northamptonshire countryside and has been embraced by the people in this county and further afield. We have people from all around the world, many of them from Ireland, of course, and they were backing Innocent Times. But now there's a huge queue, and Droopy's Verve 7-4. You felt the locals might come for De Rota's Wildcat. It seems that is the case. Now vying for favouritism, 2-1 with Droopy's Verve, 10-1 Bomber's Bullet, 4-1 Bruisers, 25-1 De Rota's Vic, and Whoops Jack, the Pride of Ireland, at 5-1. Very, very shortly the runners will come on parade, and hopefully you will give each and every one of these runners a huge cheer. Who do you want to win the 2018 English Greyhound Derby? Because they will shortly be on parade to race for the most important race in the Greyhound calendar, if not the entire world. Darryl Williams, have you a selection, or just sum up the occasion?
The occasion is really whichever greyhound wins. It doesn't matter, because it is the greatest greyhound race, as you say, on earth. Selection-wise, I've got to go with Droopy's Verve, who's just been so brilliant, the youngster, of course. But, you know, whoever you fancy, you just got to cheer and scream for your choice. Is it De Rota's Wildcat? Could Wildcat even go off favourite? He's disputing favouritism now. 7-4 Verve and 2-1 Wildcat. Look at these views, Hobbsy, across the crowd. Those lucky people on the balconies, in the executive boxes, getting the perfect view as we look down on these greyhounds. Ireland's Whoops Jack at 5-1. Just ahead of that, Bruiser's Bullet's been heavily backed during the day. There's Lord Hesketh.
You can see there.
The man who's made it all possible here at Towcester.
Absolutely, the Towcester chairman, of course, whose vision it was, along with many others, people like Nick Savard, people like Martin White, Seamus Gorn, of course, as well, involved in the making of Towcester. In 2014, December, they had their first Greyhound race here. And they've certainly broken new ground, and within a short space of time, they've got the best Greyhound race in the world here at Towcester. Huge congratulations to those guys. another point which should be mentioned, we have two Litter brothers running here, of course, with Dorota's Wildcat and Dorota's Vic. It's a sensational litter that includes an Irish Oaks champion, that already includes a Scottish Derby champion. Will that litter be include an English Derby champion as well? Time will tell. Mark Wallace looking for number 3. Charlie Lister looking for number 8. Now, Charlie, you're at home. I understand you're watching from the sofa. Pat has got the cup of tea at the ready. Perhaps the champagne is on ice as well. Dorota's Vic runs for you. Good to see Tracy, your daughter, and Martin, son-in-law, here as well, representing Team Lister, along with all the owners of Dorota's Vic. And what about the Irish contingent? Peter Cronin and Larry O'Shea, the Dublin publican, whose punters, whose clients, whose regulars at his pub in Crumlin in Dublin are all on each way. They don't need to be bought a drink. He doesn't have to say free drinks on the house. They can afford it themselves. They've already got the each-way money. Will they get the win money as well? And in terms of the Bruisers, boys, high up in the stand, they've had nervous energy all week. I think they peaked around Wednesday for the Derby lunch, of course, and Billy Boyle, ever the spokesman. He has been on television more than Darryl Williams, I think, this week. We are very much counting down to the parade in just a few moments time, and we will welcome the 6 Greyhounds that will compete for £175,000, and everybody is braced here for the runners who will file past us. And I know that Julie is high up in the stands at the moment, tracking down winning, or they hope to see winning connections as well. We've got the drone pics, and here come the runners for the English Derby final. They are led by Bomber's Bullet. A big cheer!
That is fantastic, isn't it? Welcoming the runners in, as you say. Bomber's Bullet in the red coat here, with Mark Wallace's son Daniel leading him into the parade here, Hopsy, for the Bruiser boys. He's a big price, isn't he? He's 10-1 on the inside. He's got the red jacket here. Will it be the draw that will win? Bomber's Bullet, the Derby, ran well in the Scottish Derby, reached the semi-final. Is he your choice? There's still time. He's a 10-1 chance, and he leads the parade for the 2018 English Greyhound Derby.
What a great moment for young Dan Wallace as well, whose mother, Sarah, a very proud lady in the stands. Likewise, his father, Mark. And what about Kira Kins, who's leading up Bruiser's Bullet? The second of Mark Wallace's runners, aiming, of course, as Imperial Kennels to win their 3rd Derby after Kinda Ready and Blonde Snapper. For Donna Witchell's running out of trap 3, an incredibly turbulent last fortnight, full of emotion. She has the hopes of Dorota's Wildcat in her hands. Kevin Hutton, of course, her partner, the trainer, a very proud and tall man. And what about Angela Harrison? Only had the licence for 18 months. A big cheer for Droopy's Verve from the Northeast contingent.
We mean bigger
Running
cheers
out of
than
trap
that for
4,
Verve.
trained by Angela and partner Jimmy Wright for the Conlon family. Trap 5, Dorota's Vic, trained by the legend that is Charlie Lister, OBE, led up by Chris Akers and owned by Paul Brown, Tony Clark, Jamie Naylor and Luke Thornley. And last but by no means least, led up by his trainer Peter Cronin, it's Whoops Jack, trained by Peter for Larry O'Shea. Peter has gone close in 2 English Derby finals with Croker's Champ and Tinwell Bish. Over to you, Julie.
Well, I'm joined by Larry, Larry O'Shea is the owner of Trap 6 Whoops Jack here. This is Jack here, his son, who all these dogs are named after. Larry, what does this feel like right now, right before your dog's about to step out for the Derby final?
It's very, very nervous. Hopefully he runs a good race. That's all we need.
Is the heart racing?
Slightly. I wouldn't like to put him on it on a journey.
How are you feeling, Jack? You looking forward to this?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's once in a lifetime stuff, and we're just going to enjoy it now regardless. Hopefully he gets a ping break, and we'll have a chance then. But there's 6 brilliant dogs, and we'll see what happens.
Best of luck to you guys. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Julie.
Go on, Jack. Wonderful pictures here as we all wait in anticipation. Which way will the betting go? Of course, it's 7-4 Verve at the moment. It's 2-1 Wildcat. Let's get some reaction as the final bets are struck here. Ben, is Verve going to go off favourite, or is there still a chance that Wildcat could eclipse him?
Well, the Four Dogs been weak here
20
because
quid on
it really
three.
is such a great betting heat where there is money for everything. We've taken £500 each way, for instance, even on the outsider at 25s. Someone's had £1,000 on the one dog at 10s.
20 quid
It's an
track
absolutely fantastic betting heat.
It's a wonderful spread of money at the moment. It's 7-4. Thank you, Ben. Moments away from the biggest race, the race that Ben has sponsored very generously for the last 2 years, the Star Sports English Greyhound Derby. 4-1 the well-backed Bruiser's Bullet, and then 5-1 Whoops Jack on the outside, 10s Bomber's Bullet, and 25s to Rotors Vic for Charlie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are counting down to the 2018 English Greyhound Derby final, and we want to hear the famous Derby roar. We heard it at White City, we heard it 1 year at Haringey, we then heard it again at White City, we heard it at Wimbledon Stadium, and we heard it for the first time here at Towcester 12 months ago. Ladies and gentlemen, can you make some noise for the English Derby finalists? Over to you, Julie.
Wow, that noise already kicking off. Billy, how are you feeling? Obviously part owner of Traps 1 and 2 here. How's the heart?
It's racing, Julie, I'll be honest with you. Really racing now, so we can't do no more down to the docks now, but they're in great form, so fingers crossed.
Steve, you've waited for this moment a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, we waited a year for this now. We just want one of them smash breaks. 5:14 sectional will do, and then we'll take it from there.
And Billy, if you win, a proposal's on the cards, right?
Absolutely.
He's proposing on the podium if he wins. Are you going to win the Derby, guys?
Come on, the Bruiser! Yeah.
Come on, the Bruiser!
Come on, the Bruisers, they say. There we go, Traps 1 and 2 right there.
Look at these wonderful shots overhead as the Greyhounds prepare. These are the moments that matter now. The trainers can do no more, the owners can certainly do no more. They can only watch on. We as supporters can only watch and admire these super hounds as they prepare to load. Any moment now they'll be given the go-ahead to move in for the Star Sports 28 English Greyhound Derby final. All eyes are fixed towards those starting traps, towards the left. Those in the marquee have got a wonderful view standing on the area, the vantage points just outside that marquee. The rest of us will try, Hobbsy, and get a position to view this wherever you're high, low, wherever you're watching from. It's about to happen.
It's a magnificent scene. The runners are being loaded into the traps. Good luck to Bomber's Bullet, Bruiser's Bullet, Dorota's Wildcat, Drippy's Verve, Dorota's Vic, and Whoops Jack. To Mark Wallace, to Kevin Hutton, to Angela Harrison, to Charlie Lister, and to Peter Cronin. Over to you guys who are going to call the greatest greyhound race in the world. Andy Lissamore and Dave Clark.
Thanks, Hobley. Good luck, everyone, then. They're all loaded for the Star Sports 2018 English Greyhound Derby final. Tia with the flag. The low six hair is on the move for the Star Sports 2018 English Greyhound Derby final. Here comes the bunny, everybody. Good luck. Off and racing away. This track 5, the Rotors Vic that leads out from 3 paces of the Wildcat. The Rotors Wildcat's going to lead round this first bend from 5 in second spot. The Rotors Vic 6 is handy. Whoops Jack, but down the far side is the Rotors Wildcat for Kevin Hutton. 2 lengths clear from Troopers Berg back in second. Then come for the 5 dog Rotors Vic approaching the final bend now though. It's the Wildcat that's pounced early. Still leads by 2 lengths and 4. Troopers Berg off this final Ken. Trying to make progress on the outside of the Rotors Vic, but it's the Wildcat. Here comes the Verve, the challenge close on, but can't get there. The Wildcat's done it. A fairy tale for connections. Kevin Hutton has done it with the Rotors Wildcat in this Star Sports 2018 English Greyhound Derby final. Clarkie, your thoughts, please.
Wow, it was all on the break, and Dorota's Wildcats flash from the boxes showed that dazzling early speed and put this contest to about £175,000 to Dorota's Wildcats. Kevin Hutton, owner and trainer, along with David Usher. 28.85 is your winning time. What a performance. Favourite Droopy's Verve gave chase, but the damage was done early on Dorota's Wildcat. The question mark was, would he be able to break? He answered that with a flash break from the boxes. That early speed was there to see. Let's have a look at him, Andy.
Well, I wasn't sure whether he won his semi-final or not. No doubt in tonight. He's landed the lolly here. The £175,000 is going the way of the Rotors Wildcat owners, Mr. Kevin Hutton and D. Usher, and of course trainer Kevin Hutton. What a run. Brute early speed, and that's carried him to glory here tonight.
Well, it was agonising for him last year. He missed the kick in the third round. He found all sorts of trouble and crashed out. He came back, won the Derby plate. This time around, he was foot perfect in the big one when it mattered. And Kevin Hutton, Donna Witchells, all those at the kennel will be absolutely delighted. What a performance.
And fair play to Droopy's Verve. Decent performance in second. Julie, you're with the Derby winner, I'm told.
Oh my gosh, DeRosa's Wildcat. We got to walk. Are they on us, Josh? DeRosa's Wildcats is your Greyhound Derby winner for 2018. Congratulations, Donna. Donna is, of course, partner and assistant trainer to Kevin Hutton. And they've thought the world of this dog for a long, long, long time. And he's just led the Derby final at the first bend and won. Donna, how are you feeling?
Tell me I'm not dreaming.
You are not dreaming. You have just won the Star Sports Greyhound Derby.
I love this dog and he's amazing. And I'm just so pleased for everybody. And thank you to so many people. People that have stayed behind so we could be here tonight. They're all brilliant. Thank you.
And this dog is brilliant. You said he's the best you've ever had. He's certainly proved that. What a greyhound. Where's your other half? Where is he?
I don't know. He's up there somewhere.
Where's Kevin Hutton? We're looking for Kevin Hutton. Well done. We'll come back.
And well, sensational work. David Usher. David, we have the owner, the winning owner, with Mark Studer. We're still looking for the big man, Kevin.
He's coming up from the paddock.
He's coming up from the paddock now. We'll spot him. David Usher, you are the Derby champion, part owner of DeRosa's Wildcat. Quite simply, how does it feel?
Absolutely incredible. Somebody said to me after the Select Stakes last year, you can do a Whisper Wishes. You can win the Select and then come and win the Derby. And here we are. Brilliant, absolutely.
We're going to go back to the beginning of the race very, very shortly. You can see it on the suit. Let's walk up and follow Donna Witchells as well. And of course, at the Select Stakes, the Derby Plate winner 12 months ago, you needed a bullet break, knowing that class on your outside with Droopy's Verb. But when it mattered most, the big man I can see ahead of me, and I'm going to try and find Kevin Hutton as we see. I think Julie's got Kevin Hutton, which is fantastic. Ben Keith, your quick reaction to what has been a sparkling Derby final success for DeRosa's Wildcat.
Well, just what a wonderful story. You know, Kevin Hutton's had probably the worst month of his life with these 5 dogs being kidnapped. And last year, you know, it was a bit of a fairy tale really at 28-1 for the Cahills. And this year, another lovely story, a fantastic dog there. What a great run. You know, this DeRosa's Wildcat is going to be a real champion Derby dog, isn't he? Like a Sun Picture or Westmead Hawk, a fantastic dog. And I'm just delighted for Kevin Hutton.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are all delighted for Kevin Hutton. There is clearly a god out there in terms of the week or the 2 weeks he has. I think Julia's caught up with the big man who's won the Derby.
Kevin Hutton has won the Greyhound Derby. Congratulations. I know you think the absolute world of this dog. Wow, how's that feel, man?
I can't put that into words. That's incredible. All the emotion in the last couple of weeks really come out, and what can I say, just a very special dog, and just a massive thank you to everyone involved in the kennel. You know, it's far from me and Donna. We've got an amazing team of people that work for us, help us out. Rob Meeker, you know, our main physio, Martin Lanny, he was kind enough to fly all the way from Ireland on Sunday, didn't get back till like 2 o'clock in the morning to come and go over him, and Mick Laura as well. We've just got a wonderful team of people, and yeah, very, very lucky.
Kevin, you're so calm. How are you doing this?
No, I'm just pleased for everyone involved. Honestly, it's been a rough old time, but everyone stuck together, got the job done, and I mean, that's just so special, isn't it?
And we heard earlier you have had a rough time. Monkey, your beloved Greyhound, is still missing. He's been stolen. We want him back. If anybody out there is listening to this, we want him back. Wildcat has won you the Greyhound Derby. This is forever now for you. Forever. You're a Greyhound Derby winner.
It's amazing. I mean, it's the one everyone wants to win, and it's the very pinnacle of your training career, and so lucky to own half of him as well with Dave, who's been brilliant. So no, thrilled for Donna. She's amazing.
Yeah, the money's a bonus as well, isn't it?
The money out, so might be able to have a decent holiday now. But no, wonderful, wonderful.
And just a word on this dog. I mean, what did you make of that performance for a start? Because up to the first turn, he was in the lead, and you know, I guess you're then just thinking, just hold on, hold on.
Yeah, I thought once the start come together, that was a big part tonight. You know, if he started, he was always going to have a massive chance, and you know, he's a lot stronger, more mature dog this year. So once he got in front, I think, you know, that was going to take a massive effort to pick him up. So yeah, it wasn't over till it was over, like. But yeah, it's a wonderful sight to see.
Looking forward to getting your hands on that trophy.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, just so I hope everyone comes and joins us, because it's far from a, you know, 1 or 2 man show. We're very lucky to have some real good people, so we're going to enjoy it now.
Listen, I know you're slightly subdued, but listen, you are a Greyhound Derby champion, Kevin, and they thought the world of this dog and raced him from the beginning, and this is well deserved, well deserved. Well done.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Julie. Thank you.
A great final, a great Derby final, fought out by 2 superb greyhounds. Dorata's Wildcat leading it from the start. Droopy's Verve establishing himself as a superb greyhound as well, but the brother didn't do bad either in third, did he?
Congratulations to Kevin. Brilliant performance from dog trainer. As I say, he said it's been a tough 2 weeks for him. He needed to get his dog out of the boxes. I mean, this dog's won 4 rounds and second in the other 2. I mean, that first round clash between him and Rising Brandy was still fresh in the memory. But when this dog traps level, there's nothing that can live with him to the turn. 4's run a supreme bend to turn in pursuit. But like when they met before, the Rotor's Wildcat was always holding the upper hand all the way to the pickup. Charlie Listed is nearly a family 1-2 with the Rotor's Vic, the little brother, running an absolute blind. I mean, back in the day, it used to be Charlie can get them out on big finals, and what an exit for the Rotor's Vic. But up front, when this dog traps half decent, or even he's prone to really missing it at times, but he's come away running. All credit to Kevin. Brilliant performance from dog trainer, all concerned. Angela Harrison won't be disappointed before. He's a dog for next year's Derby. He's only just turned 2. Brilliant final, but all credit to the winner. Once he traps on terms, he's always holding the edge.
And I'm just seeing Bruiser's come into shot there in too. Bruiser's had to put his piece in. 28.85. Also, sometimes finals, they live up to their billing being exciting, but they've also established a really, really good time. There is confirmation of your result on your screen there. 3, 4 and 5. 3 Dorata's Wildcat beats Droopy's Verve and Dorata's Vic. 28.85. But congratulations to Kevin Hutton. Great, all those scenes after that race. It showed you what a humble man that Kevin Hutton was. The big sigh of relief said
I'd love them to get back to the kennel tonight and see Jovial Monk tied up to the post where their kennel is. That'd be the cherry on top. Brilliant.
Now, we owe you a Crayford race, don't we? And it is the 9.08 from Crayford. Tony had put up trap 4. This is how it went. Now, well, we didn't, obviously it's a recorded race. 6 is leading round the first bend there. That is Sunhill Blue. In 1 is Bell's Brandy, and then 5 was Simplicity. So 6 was leading up from 5-1. 2, so 6. Sunhill Blue, then Barry O'Sullivan's dog, eased in grade, and that could do the trick. It looks as though it has done. This was an 8-8, the 9.08, and Sunhill Blue slowly, as we got the slow motion for you there, it just confirms the downgrade did do the trick for Sunhill Blue. 6-5, and it was close for third, and it was 2.
Wasn't
6,
that
5
the old
and 2.
police station from the Bill?
Yes. Yeah, now, I mean, I'm right in the third trap 6 win for Crayford this evening. So let's have a look at the trap challenge. And it is, I was writing on my notes there, trap 6 is ahead with 4 wins, and then 4 and 5 are on 3 wins each. But still all to play for. We're only up to the 9.08. The next race is indeed again from Crayford. It'll be the 9.26 there. As it all sinks in, that was a fabulous, fabulous final. I can, obviously we heard from Ben Keith, a sponsor there, who said it was a really, really good greyhound. Dorata's Wildcat. It'd be a champion greyhound, but I sense that Droopy's Verve, as Tony said, we'll see him next year, and he'll be a champion greyhound as well. I mean, we had Kevin Hutton, he was fantastic. We had the owner, that was what it's all about as well. It was made up, wasn't
in the paddock area,
hiding.
he says he'll watch
he can't watch
from,
it.
No, fair
no,
play to him.
I can sense that. I mean, because when I was really lucky, I used to be able to floor manage and walk the dogs out on parade and guide them, and you could see the tension and nerves. But it's £175,000 to the winner. I mean, goodness me. Droopy's Verve, is finished second, is going to get 25,000. You say Angela Harrison. I mean, they'll be disappointed but they'll be proud in another respect.
He's run an immense race, Verve. I mean, even the Rotors Vic. I mean, that's the best I've ever seen in trap at Towcester.
Yeah.
The Bombers couldn't really go the early pace, and Whoopsjack, you knew he needed to be leading off the second bend. But yeah, look, Kevin was always bullish that he would lead the inside runners come what may, regardless of what draw.
Yeah.
Obviously, 1 or 2 would have been better because he's record out of them boxes.
Yeah.
But he's got his dog on the night. Once you took the lead off and put them dogs in the boxes, it's all down to the dogs. And we know how inconsistent the Rotors Wildcat can be at the start, but he's got him to come out
right
well,
when it mattered.
and it's reaped rewards.
Yeah. And it was a short head in the end that he got beat in the semi-final by Whoopsjack, but he put that right tonight. Dorata's Wildcat then was your winner. We need to see the presentation to Kevin Hutton and all the connections. Congratulations to them. Let's go back to Towcester TV.
The presentation for the English Greyhound Derby, the Star Sports English Greyhound Derby 2018. Ben, if you would please, to David Usher and Kevin Hutton, part owners. Dorata's Wildcat is the Derby champion.
Wonderful scenes, those. They? You know, everyone behind the trophy. Kevin holding it aloft, deserved winner, and the owner there we heard from earlier. He was so understandably so excited and chuffed, and it still hasn't sunk in, because you could see in the interview with Julie, with Kevin Hutton, he was still trying to collect his thought. Julie said, "You're so calm." I think it hasn't sunk in. That was more of that case, wasn't it?
And it probably won't sink in till next week either.
No.
It's just a great look. I mean, the emotions in the build-up. I'd love to have a Derby finalist to realise what it feels like. I've had finalists in lower competitions, but it must be just. I can imagine it to be mixed. Like that, you want it to arrive. Like Mark was on, he just said he wants the race to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, it's all on the night, and Kevin Hutton's got his dog out the boxes, and he's run a blinder. I wouldn't be disappointed with Droopy's Verve. As I say, he didn't come away. He drove the first 2 bends lovely. Any other dog, he might well have had a chance of landing the prize, but it was the Rotors Wildcat in front, and unfortunately, Verve couldn't beat him in the earlier rounds, and he wasn't for beating in the biggest of nights.
And I'm sure the pair of them will have some mighty tussles in the future, and I look forward to the pair of them meeting again and again, because that will set up a spectacular kind of narrative throughout for greyhound racing. But these are very good dogs.
The Rotors Wildcat was probably one of the unluckiest eliminations from the second round. He got dragged back as he was trying to slingshot down the far side, and you could see Connections must have thought we could have won this derby. He went on to win the Derby Plate. Now he's won the Derby final.
Yeah, and they're out on parade. I wonder how it's been taken all around the country and all the tracks racing tonight. They've been no doubt watching the coverage from Towcester. Well, they're out on parade at Crayford. The betting for Towcester's next race is also on the bottom of your screen. That is the hurdle. That is the champion hurdle betting at Towcester. And we've got a vacant track in 5 lengths, and Wilson is your 5-4 favourite in trap 4. I am speaking there about the 9:35 from Towcester. More immediately, though, is that S8, the Greyhounds on parade, the last couple doing their parade. This is the 9:26 at Crayford, 7-4 favourite, the 5 dog.
Yeah, I'm terrible at DIY, and if I had a business, I'd probably be called Bodget and Scarper, because I'm terrible at anything like that. I feel that 3's got a great chance. Only had 1 win from 20 prior to winning on the 26th of May over 380, but I think that he can strike while the iron is hot, stepping up to 540 metres. That must have given him a bit of confidence. Again, there's no real pace in trap 1. Droopy's Doombeg will be tapped for early pace, and yeah, I thought 3 might be the answer to a trappy affair.
I got 3 as well, which I put just 1 A7 over 4 bends, and because of that A7, when you look at some of the others, they've been running like in A8s and even DC's Turkey's been running in A9 and A10. That A7 win for the 3-dog certainly did it for me. Just a repeat on that 9.35 Towcester. That's 5-4 favourite Lenson Wilson. That's your champion hurdle betting. That'll follow this Crayford 9.26.
Email here from Neil and Sandra in Edinburgh says, just like to say a big thanks for the great coverage, not just tonight, but right through the competition. You could make claims for any of the dogs in the final. They're all in with a sniff. Good luck to everyone. Sure, it will be a cracker. Well, it certainly was a cracker. Garrett Day's been on, says, well done to the Matthews family. Very sporting.
Yeah, very, yeah.
And also Simon Cope says, hi, great show. Can you mention my mate's dog Elderberry Vic in the 10.29 at Towcester? He's up against it, but doing well at present. Yeah, it's got
Trap 3.
King Turbo to contend with, who would be
That's
probably
well
one of the
odds
shortest runners.
Yeah, well odds on King Turbo in 2.
The card.
Elderberry Vic is in Trap 3. But we're giving it a shout out and good luck as these greyhounds are out on parade for this 9.26 at Crayford.
Ben Green says Towcester is rocking, and what a card, what a derby it has been. Great night to be a layer.
We'll ask that to Ben Keith. He seemed quite happy with proceedings. He's had a good day, let alone a good evening.
David Munro's been on. Hi Tanya, Tony and all the Rpgtv team. Loving the racing tonight. I'm amazed how far the programme has evolved since the early days. We wouldn't be enjoying this great card tonight in the comfort of our homes if it wasn't for Rpgtv.
Yeah,
punters and the industry as a whole owe a huge debt of gratitude to you all. Many thanks, Dave Munro.
Many thanks indeed. Thanks, Dave, and keep sending in your tweets and your emails. We want to hear from you, your thoughts on the derby itself, what you thought of the performance by Dorata's Wildcat, and indeed if there's any selections for you later on this evening.
Kev Gorman's impressed with the coverage throughout the derby. Hi to you both and all the team. Great coverage from all, very best in sport, the cameramen, sponsors, interviewers and yourselves, and also, of course, the dogs themselves.
The dogs
are all
themselves,
top
yeah.
class.
Yeah, the dogs themselves and all the kennel hands and the real grafters behind the scenes. Congratulations to
Ron
them.
Hearn's been on. Says, hi Tanya, thank
Hi,
you for
Ron.
voting for me last November. Have had a fantastic year so far. Enjoying a great show this evening and looking forward to a trouble-free derby final. And yeah, best wishes. Hopefully see you at Doncaster in October. Ron
That
Hearn.
is Ron Hearn, betting shop manager of the year, the reigning champion, and he's had a tremendous reign so far. And his reign, as he says, will come to the end at Donny later on in the year.
Linda Bonner says, Rpgtv are ticking plenty of boxes tonight. Wonderful to hear Ian Herbert's view of his first derby experience. An important connection for our industry in mainstream media.
Yeah, definitely important.
And was a fan of Go the Wild as well, so Wildcat.
Go Wildcat. Go Wildcat, go. As these greyhounds go into the traps, Jack's on a solo. 7-4 into 6-4 now, this 5-dog. 3-dog is 5-2 and the 4-dog is 5-2. As the last couple are going in.
Stephen's been on, says, brilliant coverage of the whole derby from the first round. You have all done the derby proud. If it was on Sky, it wouldn't have been any better.
That's it. They're all in the traps, Crayford. Let's go to Robin Carter.
And our podium traps of A7, get ready to cheer your selections. Here are the traps. And away we go. 2 missed the break, but 6 and 5 and 4 all lead to the first bend, with 3 coming up the inside as well, and 1. 4 maybe just the leader, Cormac Terror the inside, with 5 Jacks on a solo going wide at the turn, with 3 the inside is Bonted and Scarpa, 6 in behind that Rough Lexi, 1 in behind them is Drubis Doonbeg, and towards the back DC's Turkey. 3 and 4 now neck and neck down the back straight the final time. 5 making progress again out wide, and 6 is also closing in on them. It's for the leads though. Cormac Terror, Vacadio Flatty has gone on again now for Bodger and Scarpa towards the inside though. Jacks on a solo going wide, and 6, but 4 wins close for places.
So 4 wins and close for places, says Robin Carter. We've got a chance to look at the replay. Had been having some goes in S7s, and now this is the win in an S8.
Yeah, the grade had offered a helping hand. S6 in April, dropped to S7. Hadn't been disgraced in defeat, in fairness, and has made the most of this further drop in class. I thought 3 was going to show middle pace to get really competitive, but just ran out of puff in the latter stages, and 4 was full of running. Won't be hanging around in S8 too long. Back up in class following
Yeah,
this.
definitely get back up in class. We thought for one moment the 3-dog challenge and flattered. The 5-dog was your favourite, Jack's on a solo. Never really got into it. 6 put in a run there briefly, a brief spurt by the 6, Rough Lexi. But Chromac Terror, the beneficiary of that easing grade, and is going to be soon back to S7. So the 4 scampers clear at Crayford, but it was the 3 that scampered clear in the Derby itself. We're going to a break. When you rejoin us, we'll have champion hurdle action.
Wilson, but I think he can get to offer to a better start here, and the Black Jacket can make all. He oozes class. He of course ran in the Derby. It didn't quite work out for Lenson Wilson and Ricky Holloway on the flat, but now we're over the sticks, and he is very fluent. He's economical in his technique over the hurdles. He skips through, and I expect a good performance here from the favourite. 5-4 chance.
Yeah, also Hazelwood Terry ran in the Derby, didn't he, for Jane Houghton? Again, versatile sort.
Indeed, yes, ex-Barry O'Sullivan, Hazelwood Terry, of course Barry's dad's name, and Hazelwood being the Hazelwood Kennels, now with Jane Houghton though on the inside, and came from off the pace 28.80 to win that heat, picking up Razzle Dazzle Star, winning by 2 1/4. If it does get messy, I mean, we've got a slightly shorter run to the corner here, we're only the 480 metre boxes. He could be the one to pick up the pieces. He's a strong sort. 6 has got a good draw out wide. 2017 Grand National runner-up, Razzle Dazzle Star. But I think 4 is capable of a better break and will show that class on the flat, that early speed and cut loose.
And super impressive in the heats as well. Shane Boy Bowie came from nowhere to get up and land his first round heat. 28.63, the fastest of the round.
He's a strong sort. He'll be the one, whatever turns in front here, he'll be the one to be looking out for. Where's he turned? Where is Shane Boy Bowie, the White Jacket trap 3, because he's strong. He runs the track well, but he's very, very strong. He'll be powering through late on as he was in that heat. Favourite backers and myself, we're going to be with trap 4. Be hoping that he can put distance between himself and the field here. Only 5 go, vacant box in trap 5. I think there's plenty of room for 4 to pace up and assert.
We haven't said much about Dark Cat Padme, possibly the leader here, early doors.
Yeah, Charles Turner owns. Charles, a great lad. 9 wins and 7 seconds from 23 starts. Has got early speed. This is going to be the obstacle to Lenson Wilson early on. If 2 comes away, 4 may struggle to dominate, but I can just see him trapping a little bit better and blasting off clear the Black Jacket.
So let's take a look at the betting once again then. 5-4 favourite in 4, Lenson Wilson. It's then 2-1 trap 3, Shane Boy Bowie, those 2 Ricky Holloway trained runners. It's 5-2 the 1-dog Hazelwood Terry, locally trained by Jane Houghton. 8-1 the 2 Dark Cat Padme, and 14's Razzle Dazzle Star, the other Ricky Holloway runner in trap 6. So Ricky's got 3 here, a strong hand, and the favourite in 4, Lenson Wilson, looking to turn the tables on his kennel mate Shane Boy Bowie in this Star Sports Champion Hurdle. Runners out behind the boxes then for this Star Sports Champion Hurdle. Over the sticks then here at Towcester. Great synergy with the National Hunt horse racing, of course, these hurdles contests here at Towcester. Indeed, halfway down the Westmead Hawk Pavilion, there's still a National Hunt jump. I think they're using it as a bar tonight, Clarkey, but I'm sure the drinks are flowing in there tonight, especially those that back the Roder's Wildcat in the big one. Meanwhile, the lady on screen is Tia. There she is, about to wave her flag for race number 10, this Star Sports Champion Hurdle. Tia's waving, the low 6 hair is on the move for the Star Sports Champion Hurdle. Stand by for action, your favourite in 4, Lenson Wilson. Bonnie up behind the boxes. Off-hand racing away towards the first jump, falls, missed it. It's 6 that leads out. Razzle Dazzle Star. 4 in a second now. Lenson Wilson round this first bend, but 6 it is. Razzle Dazzle Star leads up, but goes wide off the second bend. Allows the favourite to pounce now. Lenson Wilson leads down this far side. Over the next jump, jumps it well. Over the next jump he goes. Jumps that well too. 2 lengths clear now of his kennelmate. Razzle Dazzle Star back in second. Binoculars required for the rest. All sorts going on the back of the pack, but up front it's Lenson Wilson getting down to business. One more obstacle to negotiate. Jumps it brilliantly as you'd expect. 4.63 in the Star Sports Champion Hurdle. Lenson Wilson defeated in the heats, but back to winning ways here, Clarkie.
That was more like Lenson Wilson. The Springbok winner showed a little bit more fluency over the hurdles. 4, 6, and if you could see through, I think he was third. It was just I don't know what happened to the dogs way back, but Lenson Wilson had a dream run around that first bend.
He wasn't well away out the boxes, was he? Early jump there, but 1, 2 and 3 have come together. He's managed to dart up the inside of his kennel mate, Razzle Dazzle Star. And look, he looked a really exciting hurdler when he won the Springbok. It didn't happen for him in the Grand National, but he's produced his best when it matters most, Tanya, and the others never struck a blow. A little bit of a high jump there, but Towcester's hurdles are probably the hardest and intimidating hurdles to jump than any other venue, but he's jumped well, Lenson Wilson, jumped like a stag, jumped the last hurdle really well. And Razzle Dazzle Star, I think he was Grand National runner-up in 2017, but he's a good dog on the bunny, Lenson Wilson.
28.40, I think, I've just been told the winning time. 28.40 for this 480-metre hurdle race.
I think he's had a 1, 2, 3 Ricky Holloway as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, 4, 6 and 3. So 4, 6 and 3, the result of your champion hurdle, or should I say Star Sports champion hurdle at Towcester this evening. And as you can see, the betting's just come in for the race, the A1 at Crayford, which is a 9.41. And you got Late Hyena there, odds on 4 to 5. I expected it to be short, didn't expect to be odds on, but then in reality, when you look at the setup for the race, it's Vacant Trap in Trap 6. And your thoughts in this?
2
A1
beats 1.
2
leads the inside, 1 runs on. Simples.
It is simples. Let's hope we are laughing at the end. I wish it was that simples in life. Really did wish it was that simple. As we laugh, you're going to laugh at this tweet I found earlier. We've got emails as well. I've got from Danny C. Great final, no hard luck stories. I thought I was watching the new Hale and Pace when I switched on. There you go. Thank you, Danny.
Chris Boschell's been on, says, what a run from the Rotors Wildcat. Broke well and stayed like a trooper. Just wish we had seen Droopy's verve break well instead of fluffing the start a bit. Would have been the best Derby race ever to see those two go at it. Great work to all at Rpgtv. Love the show. More Derby reaction. Jimbo from Widnes. Superb coverage of the Derby on Rpgtv. I made up for Kevin Hutton on winning the Derby, as it's no consolation of losing a dog to theft, but God sometimes does smile on you, and I think it was a win well deserved. I had Bruiser's Bullet personally, and Gary Glass, champ, Trap 5, lucky in the lucky last.
Yeah, Martin Broad sort of repeats those sentiments. Congratulations, Kevin Hutton. I hope your week can end with the return of Monkey. Keith Lovett says, fantastic coverage from Rpgtv. May it long continue. Well done to Kevin Hutton, even though I had an anti-post on Bruises and Jack. Andy Curtis, got his 6th syndicate here. Great show, followed you from the start. Great night.
David Carter, what a great performance by the Wildcat. So pleased for Kevin and Donna. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Let's hope they get their missing dog back. That really would be the icing on the cake. And a special mention for Charlie Lister, who did get the Rotors Vic out against such pace. A brilliant night's racing.
Greyhounds, as you see on parade there for this A1 at Crayford. Late Hyena is odds on 4 to 5. It's been a favourite 11 of her 16 runs. She's well equipped to tackle this with just a normal break. 2 and 1, say the studio.
Also, Jeff Rowe has been on, says, hi Tanya, we could have done with these Towcester results on Canterbury's big nights, eh?
We could have done, yes.
Enjoying the show as always.
Yes, we certainly could have been, but it's just that Canterbury and Maidstone and Ramsgate and Maid, who I am now. I enjoyed every minute of them.
And Robert Emery's been on, says, hi, what a run from the Rotors Wildcat. And you can already buy his pups on Greyhound data. Great Derby. That's from Robert. So yeah, his offspring. I mean, if any of them inherit his pace.
Cool, happy days.
Be interesting to see what Connections decide to do with the Rotors Wildcat, because
yeah,
sometimes back in the day you'd win the
Used to
derby and
retire
some
it.
dogs would retire and go to stud.
Yeah.
But I
You
mean,
would, normally there is.
I think a few, if he was retired, there'd be a sigh of relief, because he's one of the
troop is first.
shown what he is tonight.
But no, I mean, some retire automatically. Others have been brave enough, the likes of Rapid Ranger and Westmead Hawk, want to come back again and defend their crown, and have indeed defended their crown.
Had an email from Lyndon, says, I put a bet on tonight in the 8:48 at Newcastle. I didn't name the meeting, just the time, but unfortunately there was also an 8:48 at Romford. Where will my bet be settled at, Newcastle or Romford? Just wondering if you know the answer. They might split your stake, I'm not too sure. Just check
T's and C's, or check
your rules. If there's no meeting, I presume that you will get split stake on the two 8:48s. Hopefully your trap won both of them.
Right, the last one is going in the traps. Only a 5-dog race, this being checked over. The favourites in trap 2, Late Hyena. Here's running. Let's go to Robin Carter.
In our podium traps of race 8, get ready to your selection, tail the traps. And off we go. 2 broke well from 1, 4, 3 and 5. On the run to the first bend, it's 2 that leads Late Hyena, who sets the pace around the first couple of turns for Jim Daly. There were 1 in second, Tina's Paddy. 5 is in behind that, Kirsten Boy. 3 is in behind that, running Shanks down towards a penultimate turn, though. 2 is the clear leader. 1 is closing slightly. 5 in behind that, and 3, they're off the final bend. 2 out in front, though, but 2's going on to win. 1's going to be second and 3 third.
Late Hyena out and gone, and Tina's Paddy chased it home. Tony, you gave the forecast 2 and 1, and here's a replay.
Even the Meerkat simples, 2 leads, 1 runs on for second. But yeah, look, it's a good selection from yourself. Really nice salt, this Late Hyena. Beat my own dog. I took my dog to Crayford recently, and we was in front at the turn, but just run off wide, and Late Hyena ran a lovely bend, and really progressive salt for Jim Daly. 1's always one to throw in forecasts, and rather than back 2 at the short price, I thought it looked a really good forecast play, that race, and it worked out that way.
Yeah, that was a good performance by Late Hyena, given the opportunity and picked the opportunity up. Thank you very much, and as Tony said, simples. So, before the break, let's go and hear some post-race reaction. We've just seen Lenson Wilson win the Star Sports Champion Hurdle, so let's listen to the Connections and what they had to say.
Well, Ricky Holloway is the king of training hurdlers, and he's won the Champion Hurdle. Again, how many is that?
The 3rd Champion Hurdle, and I've had 1st and 2nd 2 years, and this is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd for the first time, so there you go. But the kennels had such a fantastic time. Last October we won the Grand National, February he won the Springbok, and June we win the Champion Hurdle.
We need to find you some competition, don't we?
I don't know about that. This dog's the real deal. He'll give radio a race.
He's such a natural hurdler to me. I love watching him jump. Do you think he could be the best you've ever had? And that would be some statement to make, but do you think he could be?
Not better than radio, no. Rasdale Radio is still #1, and he will be. He was poorly after last week's run. He's still the #1, but he's very well now.
He's obviously getting older. This is your new sort of young pretender.
Look. There's my dad, the owner.
Roger Cairns, of course, the big Ricky Holloway supporter. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone. Brilliant. Thank you.